won't work. Black. Square one. Square one.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Yeah, I know I fucked it up.
You made a mess of that.
I played like 3 different intros.
It's been a while.
That's the wrong one.
Hey,
Is it better now?
Yeah,
it's perfect now.
Yes.
Perfect.
What was it?
I think it was the mic that I have. I never really used it before, but it looks more authentic and didn't work that way.
That song gets me hyped.
Like be set up right.
Whenever I hear it.
Yeah, it's
Which
good,
one?
man. That's a good intro.
the Square One song. Good song. I agree. Yes,
Real quick, by the way, what I did, you know that 30-second clip that everyone uses, you used at the beginning. It's like a default or standard or whatever. I don't think I downloaded it directly. I think I did a stream and just had that play, recorded that downloaded that stream, and then took it and put in the into Adobe, took out the music, and then add whatever music I want to. And if
because I did see that you did it, and it had a different song on it. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I did see that.
Yeah.
I don't like that countdown.
Really?
It's a lot better if you have like your own music.
Yeah, I don't like that. Dun, 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 like
so
my own flavor gets ready for the show.
Matt, can you send it to me without the music you add to it and just empty?
Yeah.
Do you still hear the countdown on it?
It don't count. Do that.
No, I took out all the audio because like
you took out all the audio.
Adobe Premiere, right? I have like the video and then the audio, right? And I just took out all the audio, the video, and then I can put on whatever I want. So
okay, cool. I like that. But
yeah, I can send it to you with no audio, just the footage. I can do that.
Yeah, perfect. I'll just have to use some free shit because if I put something for 30 seconds, I'll get copyright claim. Like I did the DJ
I
set.
Had a license. Yeah.
That shit was blocked. That shit was blocked.
But you know, Chris showed me this thing. You can do it, and I done won a bunch of mine. It's something you can dispute it with. He'll tell you exactly how to write it. Everyone I've done so far come back.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Even with like a song that you used.
Remember we used to do Square One and we used to use that song?
Yeah.
Man, they would hit me every time.
Yeah, me too.
So I said, Chris, how you get credit? Because he does a lot of critiquing those songs stuff. He said, man, there's this little thing I write. He cut and paste it, sent it to me, and I did it about 4 or 5 of my songs, streams that were saying it was copyright claim. And when I did it, because they have to review it in, I think, like 30 days. And if they don't, if you say anything back, then you automatically start getting paid for it. Or if they do, then you see, you could possibly get a claim strike, but no one has ever done it yet. But like I said, I've done about 6 or 7, and all of them have to reverse it, and I got getting full payment for.
I actually have the license to the song that I used for the Viking.
You do?
Stream.
Okay.
I watched some of that Viking show you had, but I was at work. You and that other guy.
Man, listen, I put eye drops in my eyes like right when we started, and I dropped the little bottle. It hit my surge protector, but it hit the off button, and that put my computer into power saving mode. So my mic was not working right. The camera, it was a mess. So yeah, it was right on brand for us.
Well, you guys, thank you for coming. It's good to be back on Square One. We're going to go around the panel. You guys are going to talk about your channel. So Comic Chat, you go ahead and just start it up first.
What up, people? It is another day of Square One. I'm glad to be a part of it because of something that happened personally as far as my job situation. I may have to step back a little bit from YouTubing. I hope not, but I got to weigh things out. But Square One is definitely one of my favorite shows because I love talking about sports. The more, the better. We have several shows. Monday nights, usually we do the Chaotic Conversation. Tuesday, Chaos List. Wednesday, the Rule of 3. We've got Planet Solo. It's a lot of things out there. So we have a lot of content amongst the four of us. So just pick what you like, support us. If you don't have to watch it right then and there, always go back and watch the playback. Give us that thumbs up. We need that. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me how. I know it just does. Also hit the notification bell because anytime we upload any content material, we definitely want you to get it. So thanks again for all your support.
Absolutely. Much appreciated for everybody supporting us. Mad Mardigan, you're up, my friend.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was doing that thing for you. Yeah. You can find me on my channel. I do anything but take anything, like I don't do anything serious. I'll be honest. The Viking story yesterday got out of hand so quickly. I don't know if you haven't heard the story of when Thor pretended to be whatever that chick's name is, dressed up for a wedding to marry this Hyman giant to get his hammer back. It is bananas, and you should definitely go hear what happened during that story. And,
I definitely will.
Let's see. I have that. Oh, I have Shenanigans tonight at 9 p.m. Central. Jason Voorhees has been bugging me about getting his review up for the second episode of Mandalorian. He seemed a little happier with it, so that's good. He had a lot of issues still, though. And this Christmas, we'll be doing interviews. We got some, we're lining them up. We have an actual elf, a snowman, and we are still working on getting the big man himself for our Halloween, for our Christmas interviews. So also, if you didn't check out the Halloween interviews, go back and check that out. That's it. I'm done.
Excellent. So you guys check out Mad's channel. Does some funny shit up on there. Mr. Roberto, aka Mendizel. Tell the people, sir.
How you doing, Anzo, and the cast and the people out there? Nice to be back. I guess you could basically find me here because the other show has seemed to be hit by COVID, taking a little lapse. But it's nice to know that we could always revive it. I hope we do because I have fun doing that show with Anzo. And again, I'm really happy to be back because my back went out on me. And I missed about a good 2 weeks and maybe 3 weeks. And I'm really happy to be back, man.
Good. We're happy to have you back, brother. You take care of that back so that you don't have to miss any more shows.
Gonna try.
We'll get on with topic number 1. And topic number 1 is easier path to the Super Bowl, Steelers or the Bucks. Now, that was a question that was on. Yeah, go ahead.
When you say easier, you mean like schedule or
schedule wise?
Okay.
Yeah, schedule
what the schedules are. Based on the conversation we had last week, Steelers got a cakewalk the next few weeks.
Right.
I'm not sure what the Bucks got.
Right. Not sure who the Bucks play either. But again, with the Bucks being in the NFC, I think it's a little bit more easier. AFC is a little bit tougher. You got Kansas City, you got Baltimore. Like, let's say the schedule, but it's pretty easy. But let's say when the playoffs start, who's going to have an easier road when the playoffs start? I still think it's going to be the Bucks.
But tomorrow, no, they play the Saints tomorrow.
Yeah, they do play the Saints tomorrow. But go ahead, Dennis. Sorry. Sorry.
What Panthers show up? They play the Panthers next Sunday. Rams. That's true. Then after that, they play the Chiefs. That ain't no easy game.
You could say the same thing about the Rams. You don't know.
Also, depending on what Vikings show up, they play the Vikings the following week. Then again, depending on what Falcons show up, they play the Falcons the following week.
The Lions worried about the Falcons. I really wouldn't worry about the Falcons.
I don't know, man. The Falcons have beat. Who the Falcons beat?
You guys got to remember.
They're going to be spoilers.
You guys got to remember. AB comes up this week. He plays his first game on Sunday.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a little bit of rust. There ain't no way he's gonna come back and be like the AB he was 2 years ago. He's gonna have some rust.
He will take some attention away from Evans.
I agree with that.
And I think Miller is going to become the next, what's his name he had up in New England.
But will he be satisfied with not getting his targets?
God, I hope not.
True.
I hope he causes.
Because he could be a wrench in the engine.
Yeah, I hope he causes a lot of shit.
If you don't get at least 10 or 12 targets, he's gonna be kicking the bucket, kicking everything up. I think so.
I think Tom Brady's the type of leader that will either he's going to fall in line or he's going to be done. You know what I mean?
Why didn't it happen when he was with the Patriots then? He had 2 alpha males. He listened to Belichick, neither Tom, when he was at the Patriots.
I don't think it was really that. I think he fucked up by sending that tweet. You know what I mean? Or the girl, he's sending the girl a message.
I don't doubt he fucked up. I just said, Matt just said that Tom Brady will tell him to fall in line. He had that same opportunity
on the field stuff.
As far as on the
what he does off the field.
Well, I think the difference is he wasn't missing his money back then. He missing his money now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I was saying, right? Because whatever happens when he comes back, his career depends on it. So he has to shut his mouth finally and play. He can't be doing all that bullshit he's been doing, because the minute he does,
when you go there on game day and you don't have that $600,000 or $700,000 check, shit.
Yeah, I know.
Boy, I know I'd be crying. I'd be the ugly crying too.
I think Tom Brady. I like that quote. I think Tom Brady has enough juice to where, you can be buried.
Because Flash said, quoting Shannon Sharpe, "You don't screw over the goat twice," and I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean?
It ain't hard, man. It ain't hard, man. Do your job, then go and do that crazy stuff. But you can do stuff that's on the line. Don't cross and destroy the line.
Yeah,
I agree. But regular season, I would agree. Maybe it would be the Bucks that have a little easier time. But if you get to playoffs, I think the Bucks have it easier. Steelers may have an easier schedule than the Bucks, but when it comes to playoff times, I think Steelers are going to have a harder time than the Bucks.
Why? Wait, I mean, who else is there in the AFC that would
Kansas City, Baltimore, maybe Tennessee will be there.
Bucks got to play Kansas City too.
No, I'm talking playoffs.
Oh,
playoffs, yeah, for sure.
When
playoffs, I think you're right.
I'm talking about before then.
Yeah, regular season. I think the Steelers.
No one is. I think they're about even, based on what I've seen.
I think this. Yeah, you're right. I think the Steelers might have an easier time when it comes to the regular season, but playoff times, I think it's going to be a lot harder for them. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yeah, the Steelers definitely are going to have a harder.
Team step it up. So, and then sometimes they'll shit it up too.
Well, I mean, it would also depend. Like if they get the first round bye.
What's that?
If the Steelers get the first round bye, oh, sorry, I thought he was.
No, go ahead. Either one.
You good? Go ahead, man.
Okay, I'm really gonna go this time. If the Steelers get the first round bye, that's gonna make it a lot. I think that's gonna play a huge part on for both teams. You know what I mean? I think right now Pittsburgh Steelers have a better chance, significantly better than the Buccaneers, of actually achieving that first round bye. I think that's gonna play a huge part.
Because from what I heard is there's only one team getting a bye this year.
Correct.
Well, one thing about Steelers, man, they have injury. Big Ben get injured, and it comes out of nowhere. Then then his receivers get injured. Like what's the one? Schuster gets injured a lot, and I'm not sure what Jesse James is doing this year. I haven't heard much.
I don't even know if he's there. We have Schuster, Washington,
got Claypool.
Don't you guys have Ebron?
I was just about to say that Ebron's our tight end. So yeah, we got some youngins. That's the thing. Our team is very young.
One thing I like Claypool, man. He's versatile. He can run the ball as well as catch the ball too.
Got to get him the ball more though, man.
But they need to. I would run more Wildcat, but they ain't gonna do that.
No, Steelers won't do that, but yeah, they should do something.
I mean, it has to be stressful to know that your quarterback is one late night like Jack in the Box visit from losing his foot.
This is my show today, man. This is my show today.
Did I say something?
I knew that was coming.
You were about to. You're about to. Topic number 2 is: have the Packers done a disservice to Aaron Rodgers by not getting him help at the wide receiver position?
Yes. They took that quarterback. They took a quarterback so early rather than getting him support in any other phase of the game. Their top pick was someone who, barring injury, is not going to see the field this year nor next year until Aaron Rodgers either decides to hang it up or until they have enough, not evidence, but enough reason to let Aaron Rodgers go or to trade him.
But you know, some of that might be Aaron Rodgers' fault too. And this is what my reason. I think Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, no doubt. But I think sometimes he might believe his hype a little bit too much, because he can make throws that other quarterbacks can't make. I have seen it. We've all seen it. But at the end of the day, as you get older, closer to that 40, usually your skills start diminishing. I'm not sure what his age is. I think he's like 34, 35. But he can't do the stuff he did when he was 28, 27, 29, 30. So I don't know whether or not is he past his prime or is he in his prime. I don't know. But I think that I don't know.
Conservatively, Tom Brady is 82 years old, and he's still playing pretty good. Conservatively,
yeah, but
82.
he got more weapons than Aaron Rodgers.
That's why I think it's a disservice what they're doing to Aaron Rodgers, because why wouldn't you exploit him by getting him some talent and see how many championships you can get in his prime? Rather than, not only did they not draft a receiver, they had a chance to get Fuller from Houston, I believe, or not Fuller, but was it Fuller? Who's the guy with the dreadlocks?
Yeah, Fuller.
DeAndre Hopkins.
No, Hopkins went to the Cardinals, but they had a chance to get Fuller to help him out, and they backed out. Yeah. So basically, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd be like, listen, I'm just going to keep my name clean. It's evident that they don't back me. It's clear as day.
I'm thinking they think he can do it by himself.
Well, look what he's doing with Adams. Adams goes down and the team does nothing. Imagine they had another guy. Wow, because they got Jones running the ball nice.
They had a receiver a couple years ago. That what was his name?
They're not a bad team, man.
They always had one receiver. He always had
Jordy Nelson for a while.
Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, right? But Jordy Nelson ran it. He was just Jordy Nelson. There was really nobody else. They overworked him. Now he's broken up.
I
saw Jordy Nelson tear up the Longhorns like I was at that game. Oh, it was so bad. But what did they want for Fuller? Like, what were they asking for?
I don't think they were asking for much. But there were talks, and then they backed out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were asking for, but I mean, if you got a quarterback, right, and he's in his last runs, and you want to get him that championship, then you pull the dice and you make that trade. You know what I mean? If it's to give up draft picks, you give up those draft picks. You know what I mean? But you definitely
don't they have Devontae Adams?
Yeah, but that's all they have right now.
I mean, he has a couple other guys.
Marquez Valdez, Scantling.
But those were his only 2 touchdowns all season, I think, or maybe he has 3.
I think so too.
I thought I read an article saying that he's the best receiver in the NFL.
Who? Marquez?
Devontae Adams.
He's leading in touchdowns. Yeah, he's leading in touchdowns, and it's only evident that he's the only weapon he has.
I know what I'm saying. I thought I saw that article somewhere.
You did. I seen it too, where they were talking about him being the best wide receiver in the game right now. Yeah. You saw that.
He's clutch.
Okay. But now imagine they had a number 2 with almost half as good or something like that.
Yeah. Even a above average slot receiver, you know what I mean, would make a huge difference as well. How about a tight end? Who's their tight end? Mercedes
Burnham or Durham, some Durham guy that he loves.
Oh, does he like?
Yeah, I like him, but you know what? He's not. He's in the plays 1 week. I think he had 2 touchdowns one game. You pick him up in fantasy, and he'll barely get you 2 points because they're invisible. They're not consistent. The only guy that's consistently getting the ball is Adams.
And I think they really need a possession. They need a possession receiver, really.
Absolutely, because when playoff times come and they start double teaming Adams, he's going to be pressed for who to pass to. He's going to have a real issue now. Oh yeah, I know. But defense gets tougher in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
those first downs are going to be harder to come by if you're relying on
Yep, and no running back. And running back.
You saw when Jones came back, it was a huge difference.
Yeah,
huge difference. And Jones was not there that game that they lost that they should have won. I don't remember who it was against, but they looked horrible that game. Minnesota.
Oh
Minnesota
yeah,
game. Jones wasn't there.
Yeah,
them drafting that Jordan Love guy, they must really like him because the only reason I would see them doing it is because it's become very evident the best chance you have to get a Super Bowl is if you have a rookie quarterback, if you're playing with a rookie quarterback under their rookie deal, right? That's your best chance if the quarterback's good. That's your best chance to get to the Super Bowl because that money can be spread out in other areas. So yeah, the only thing I could think they really love this Jordan kid or whatever, and in 2 years when we have the opportunity to get rid of Aaron Rodgers, that's when what I mean. It'll be worth it, but.
I think they might be trying to rekindle, I guess you would say, what they did when Brett Favre was there. Because remember, they had Brett Favre, then they let Aaron Rodgers sit on the bench for at least 2 years before he should have came in. And then when he came in, he was basically the next Brett Favre. So maybe that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't think so, man, because that whole thing was the only reason they took Aaron Rodgers is because they were like, ooh, number 1, number 2, top 5, and he's just dropping. If you have someone at that caliber drop in your lap, like what happened with CeeDee Lamb, you know what I mean? You have to take that. If they're on top of your board, go top of board. And I just think they couldn't pass it up. And plus, Favre at that point was already 67 years old, so it worked out. It made sense in a lot of different ways.
So was Aaron Rodgers, his stock dropped in the draft?
Oh man, he had to sit there the whole day, whole day, just one after another. They kept that camera on him the whole time, one after another, just gone.
Well, I can tell you, the teams that passed on him were pissed. You know what I mean?
Was that the same year that Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers, that whole thing went down as well? They weren't. Wait, was he in that class or was it the Ben Roethlisberger class?
Oh, I think it was the Ben class, because they keep comparing him. Yeah, I think he came out the same year as Ben. I think he came
They're
out.
talking like Ben is a dinosaur, and they never make mention of Rodgers being a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to imagine they're from the same class.
Yeah. I don't think Rodgers had as much injuries as Ben.
Ben got beaten up. But that's what happens when you stand in the pocket being that big,
Yeah, he got beaten up by
what? By I know this guy gonna say something to piss me off, I know that.
Aaron Rodgers draft year. 2005. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, it was 2005. So let's see.
Yep, and I'll click on to the next topic while you look on that.
Oh, so Alex Smith, that he went number 1. So then Ronnie Brown, Braylon Edwards, Cedric
Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he was number 1. Listen to all the people
I am not a Clemson fan, but Trevor, please dodge the Jets. Do whatever you got to do. It will only kill your career, bro.
Yep.
Adam Pac-Man Jones went 6. Troy Williamson, Andre Roll, Carlos Rogers, Mike Whitman, a lot of bust here. DeMarcus Ware, Sean Merriman, Jamal Brown, Thomas Davis, Derek Johnson, Travis Johnson. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, and then I don't think he. Hold on. Yeah. So, this keeps going. He went number 24 to Green Bay.
Wow. So I'll tell you this:
who took
Alex Smith?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
San Fran did.
San Francisco, right? Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Well, I thought he ended up on Kansas City, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did end up on Kansas City. They're vexed because they could still have Aaron Rodgers today, and they win last year's Super Bowl if they have Aaron Rodgers there.
They would have won if they had a healthy Alex Smith. Too. Alex Smith, people on him. He is a good quarterback.
I am hearing something I can't believe. They're like, is Anzo actually talking good about Aaron Rodgers and celebrating?
I don't hate Aaron Rodgers, but I know last year they lost because that quarterback Garoppolo fucked up. They have Aaron Rodgers there. They win that. I don't know about previous years, but
you know what's funny about Aaron Rodgers, Danny? A lot of people don't like him, but what he has done shuts them the fuck up. Mm-hmm. I was one of those guys too. I had no respect, and then I did some research, and I was like, "Holy shit! I got to give this guy his props."
But I love Aaron Rodgers.
But
yeah, man, he's a gunslinger.
You heard me. I still say Ben's better.
You're insane.
I still say Ben is better.
Oh my goodness.
As a Cowboys fan, it's really hard to like Aaron Rodgers because he has torn our heart out in our stadium so many times. And
that's good. But Phantoms on yourself. Phantoms on yourself.
Beautiful. I can't believe you did that. Phantoms on yourself.
I don't know if y'all saw the clip with him. Actually, let me look it up. It's short enough. You won't get in trouble for it. It's because an interview he was doing. Go on. I'm just going to
look it up. And next topic, should Trevor Lawrence dodge the Jets?
You said Aaron Rodgers is playing well. Second in MVP so far. Who is first?
Tom Brady.
No.
It's not Russell.
Tom Brady.
No.
I know why you asked that question, because you're waiting to hear.
Silence, Hanzo.
Okay, I'm not going to say nothing. But we'll go on to the topic before, right? So
I get it.
Daniel, what's your response? Who's number one?
Do you think he should avoid the Jets?
Hell yeah. If he want Mahomes and Ben, oh my God. Fanta's on his ass. What is he smoking?
All right, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
And I think the reason why I've enjoyed you coming on this show every single week, and the more you've been speaking, is because the narrative about you is changing off the field. But on the field, the narrative about you last year was that you're washed up. Like, this guy can't play football anymore. And I found it very interesting that people. No, Ty never said that. No,
never.
No.
Believe me, Aaron, I was on the front lines fighting people saying that.
And I don't know how often you watch. Like, I was on Get Up last year every single Monday. And
I don't watch that show.
Well, okay. Well,
I would maybe if you were on it now. But
well,
probably not.
I want to let you know, the Friday before I was on there, we were watching, and I think they picked like, hey, now listen, I don't need your comment because
this is not what it.
This is not what you're looking for.
No. This is the right clip. I just didn't know he
10 years, and they ranked this whole thing. And I went on Get Up on Monday morning, and I literally stopped the entire conversation. And I said, at this table, Greeny, this is your fault. You are allowing people to basically say that Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback, and I will not have it anymore. And then the whole conversation was like, he's bagged up. He's this. Did you hear that stuff? I would assume you did. You have to in the world that we're in, that you see it every single day. And do you think being a second year in your offense that you're currently in with LaFleur is a massive advantage to maybe what was happening last year?
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Every team is different. Every year is different. And circumstances in any year which allow you to have more success or make it more difficult for success. Just kind of depends on the situation. It does help being the second year for sure. I feel a lot more comfortable, but I sometimes laugh when people talk about down years for me, because a lot of times down years for me are career years for most quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet.
That was hard. That was hard right there.
He said that without a flinch, like he was waiting for somebody to get that.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I can't hate this man anymore.
Damn right. Tell him, Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is bad, buddy.
He's all right.
He might be weird, but he's a gunslinger.
I said, in my opinion, without accomplishments involved, I think Aaron Rodgers is the second best quarterback of all time, second to Tom Brady, because
he's crazy as hell. You ever heard of Peyton Manning? Flash Thompson.
Who said
Does
that?
that name sound remotely
Flash.
familiar to you?
Joe
Yeah, it's
Montana, Steve Young.
I am a big time Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm a big time Tom Brady fan, but second of all time, that
Dan Marino.
definitely
me-
not.
man, Peyton is up there, Bo.
Peyton is up there.
Yes,
By the way,
Peyton is
like
better
there's
than
an
Aaron
argument to be
Rodgers.
made he's not the best quarterback in all of all time for the Packers. You could make an argument that Brett Favre was a better quarterback.
Yeah.
He was more successful.
Yeah, I would agree. I could agree with that.
To this point. Yeah, I'm saying an argument could be made. So if like
Yeah, I can't say yes fast, and I can't say
I
no
don't think so
fast.
either.
Mhm.
It's like, ugh. That's kind of like Steve Young and
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana.
No, there's no
I
comparison.
think it's hard because if you
Man,
look,
Steve Young wasn't no slouch, bro.
I know.
No,
the
he was
team
good.
is not supporting him. The team is not supporting him, and he's still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kills me. If they went out there and got him all kinds of weapons, because look, in all honesty, Brady's on his way out. But who has a stronger receiving core than Tampa Bay right now? I mean, pound for pound, there's some better receivers out there, but they don't have a collaboration like
collective.
Tampa Bay
Yeah.
does.
Mm-hmm.
So throw Aaron Rodgers in Tampa. Watch that thing just fly in the air to Evans. 60 yards,
or
50
to
yards.
Antonio Brown or Antonio Brown.
You know what
now?
I mean? Who? You have so many to choose from. Now it's just like, I hope Adams beats that guy and I'm launching it.
I think Brady, Aaron Rodgers is there. Antonio Brown comes in today, and at the end of the season, leads all wide receivers in touchdowns. If Aaron Rodgers was there,
No, I think no. I think y'all are putting way too much like high hopes for what Antonio
I think
Brown's going to be like.
You gotta learn. You
Oh,
gotta
I
learn
didn't
that.
say nothing about Antonio Brown.
I'm gonna
so
say
I don't
two
know.
things on that.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna say
I
I would agree with Anzo if he was in football shape and had he
Yes.
still been playing. But he got to play
Yes.
at least 5 to 6 games to get in football shape.
yeah, but
Then
we
on
don't know
top of
what
that,
don't-
he get to learn the offense. So
Yeah, the offense I agree with, but we don't know what he was doing on the offseason. He could still
Yeah,
be in football shape.
yeah, but I've listened
Once-
to other people say that there's a difference in being in shape and then being in
And
football
football
shape.
shape.
Right, but
Yeah.
we
I don't know
know.
what
But
But
what
if
I'm
you
saying is, we don't know if he wasn't playing football somewhere else, like with friends or running around and doing this and that. It's
not
totally different. We don't
professional.
know that.
That's different from playing with
No.
professional players. You're saying caliber.
But yeah, but he's
Like
still in football shape though.
When is the last time he was on the field?
Going
2
on
years
2
ago.
years.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
I'm sorry.
By the way,
He's going to have a hard time. He's going to have a hard time. Because
Yeah,
I
they're going to
definitely,
put
I
some
definitely
guys
think
on
he's
him.
in shape. I don't know what. I wish I knew what
Yeah, for sure,
specifically what
yeah.
they mean by football shape, because I don't think he's taking the hits and stuff. with his
Exactly
friends
that.
and stuff.
Because when you get those hits, they wind you. You can't get those hits in practice and then, playing with
Exactly.
friends. These guys are hitting you to put you out the game. So,
Yeah.
after he takes
They're
4 or
the
5
top-
hits, he's going to be like, shit, did I make a mistake?
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But
as
Anzo,
far-
you're
I-
right. He, because of his skill set, I would give him more the benefit of the doubt than most people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Matt, you can
This
go.
thing comes in, this thing comes in handy. 'Cause I don't want to interrupt
I didn't
anybody.
even see
so I'll just do
that.
the hand up thing.
Sorry, man.
So no, it's good. So 2 things. One, I don't think as far as wide receivers, learning a new offense is as difficult as it is for a lot of the other positions because they have their tree of
route running.
routes, right?
Mhm.
Like receivers, like they have the routes that they're really good at, and you can look that on film, and all they got to do is have him learn the specific
Termination.
terminology for
Terminology.
routes. Yeah, the routes that he's best at, and definitely in the beginning they're going to lean on what he does best, what his routes are that he's comfortable with, and so I don't think the learning the new offense is quite as hard for wide receivers as it is for other positions. As far as football shape, the only thing I can relate it to was when I was an instructor for the Army combatives. There's a huge difference between being in shape, like because we did PT all the time. I mean, every day, and then there's a big difference between that and then getting on the ground and grappling and getting hit like closed fist to the body, open palm to the face. and just the transitions and all of that, like that wears you out in a way that you can't prepare for in the same, you know what I mean? Like you need to be doing it. The more you do those actions, the actual actions that you're trying to work up to, that's how you get into that shape. So I think I think that's what they mean by football shape, is that because yes, you could play football somewhere else, but that person you're going against that's going to hit you or whatever or cover you is not one of the top athletes in the world. You know what I mean? They're top of their game and they're in football shape.
No, I get it. I agree with what you guys are saying. I just personally think he will be in shape and he will perform. Trust me. I think he really will, because he's chiseled like a beast, man. And T.O. had the same kind of body. T.O. was out for a while, maybe not as long, but came in back and T.O. performed. You know what I mean? So I do think that he'll come back, and I think he may not produce the way he was before because right, but that's because Brady has to spread the ball to more people. Plus, he's getting Gronk involved now too as well. So with Antonio Brown being there, if he tries to keep forcing it to Brown, it's going to be taking away from other players. So
if AB's going in there with the expectations of being a number one, then that's his bad. They're not bringing him in there to change what they're doing, but rather to add to it and to take attention off of the great pieces they already have. So as long as he's able to understand his role and that it might expand with time, I think everything will be fine. But he's not gonna. His biggest impact will not be his play; it will be opening up plays for others.
I can agree with that, but I think he's gonna have his moments.
I impressed myself, like I said. That's how good it was. Even I took a step back one.
And I actually forgot to tell you. Well, if you haven't noticed already, every topic is football today, Mad.
Oh, you know, I didn't even notice because it's just a natural thing to do. You would have to be crazy to have basketball questions for the first hour.
Oh, I could have had a basketball question. I could have had a couple, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do our football today. So
is it official they're starting before Christmas? Has it been like
written? I don't know if it's official, but I've seen something where I think LeBron just gave his sign of approval for it. Okay. So we'll see.
Christ.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's ridiculous, huh? Prima donnas in the NBA, but it is what it is.
That's a whole level, man. If league, I give you my approval to do this thing that you want to do. Who doesn't?
Yeah, I know, right? yeah. Because it started off where it was like, oh, well, maybe he's not going to be.
No, there was a lot of players who were considering maybe not playing.
Missing the first month, right? I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
There could be no basketball Christmas Day.
I know.
You know?
Listen,
I know.
Basketball doesn't really matter for the first month, maybe 2 months of the year anyways. You know what I mean?
But it has to be on Christmas Day. I don't care if it's game one.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to, that would be the time to like, hey, man, this COVID thing's kind of serious. Like, I'm going to take the first couple months of the season off. Then I'll come back. You know what I mean? Because you're really not losing anything.
You're right. And they're knocking off, like, I think 10 games already anyway. So,
nice.
Yeah, so it'll be like a 71 season. So we'll see. Topic number 4. Mike Tomlin passed Tony Dungy as the winningest black coach. But are we doing him a disservice by saying he's the winningest black coach instead of comparing him to all the great coaches? And this was something I seen on First Take. So I was like, you know what, because we already discussed him beating Tony Dungy, me and Donnie already, right? And they both played 13 years or whatever. But, is that doing him this disservice?
No,
I think that I should be the one to speak on this first. I think I should be the one to speak on this first.
Go right ahead.
The only white guy on here. So, obviously, I
wish I had one of those hand up kind of things I could have threw there.
You know?
No. Look, in my opinion, I don't know why we can do one and not the other. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's something that can be highlighted, should be highlighted, but it correlating like along with, his comparison to other all coaches. You know what I mean? I think that focus shouldn't be on just one, and if it has to be on just one, then it should be all coaches.
I think it should be on both because black coaches haven't been in the NFL as long as white coaches to really make that comparison. So the fact that that is the case, you make mention first of where he stands amongst black coaches and then put him where he ranks amongst all coaches. So you're not taking away nothing from his accomplishments.
Right, because now it's like, yeah, he's a great coach, but he's a great black coach. You know what I mean?
Black coach,
yeah,
where
right.
he ranked all time is 200 and something.
Right.
It doesn't take away from he's still the best black coach, but it just shows where he ranks amongst the greatest coaches, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Danny?
I don't think it's a disservice.
I don't think it is because it's so disproportionate from the blacks, whites, and certain things. It is crazy.
Yeah.
So the only way to get your foot in the door, so to speak, is you have to put that color in front of that accomplishment. It's messed up the way it is, but that's just the way it is. I think if you're a coach, you're a good coach, that should stand for it. But apparently, we don't live in a world where that's true. So if you want to be mentioned in the argument, if you want your name thrown in the hat, so to speak, you're going to have to use every advantage at your disposal. And sometimes putting that color in front of whatever title you're going for, sometimes that gives you a second look. When if it was just coaching, they'd be like, well, he's middle of the field, he's middle of the pack, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not fair, it's jacked up, but that is the world we live in.
Well, look, when Williams won the Super Bowl, right? They mentioned that he was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He was. It's not taking away that, you know.
And for a time, they wouldn't even draft blacks because they didn't think blacks could play that position.
Because we really haven't had our foot in there that long. So you have to acknowledge that. But you're right, Danny. It shouldn't be based on anything other than your accomplishments. Where you're from, what color you are, it doesn't really matter.
And that's another thing, too, because when Dungy did it, he was the first black coach to win the championship, too, right?
And they made mention of that,
They made mention of that.
Yeah.
And let's put it this way. Beating Dungy is a great coach. You know what I mean? So we're not just, I know they're saying the black coach, but Dungy is a great coach. So it's not like just saying, oh, yeah, well, he beat a really good coach. He has more wins than a really good coach. So, I mean, I think it's not a disservice, but you got to still put him in the category with other great coaches as well.
Yeah. I like the Rooney rule, by the way, in the NFL. I do like that they have that because it's not it's opening the door without trying to put your thumb on the scale. Does that make sense? Like whether than it being like required that you do this, it's, hey, we just want you to make sure that you have
an opportunity
right to as many as possible, and especially people that otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to be up for that position. I think the biggest problem is what Dallas with Mike McCarthy bringing in Nolan. He brought him in because he owed him, because, you know, the whole thing, he brought in Mike McCarthy back in the day, so he owes him one, and that has cost our defense immensely. I think that is a bigger problem as far as why certain coaches get hired over and over again and others don't get an opportunity, is because of the network of people.
We're talking about Dallas?
How did this shit come on about Dallas Cowboys? How did this come
about? He's taking over my spot because I haven't even mentioned Tim Duncan or the Spurs
they
yet.
They won nothing in about 5 weeks, and we talking about Dallas Cowboys.
And to go on that topic, Daniel asked, what would the Cowboys record be with that? God. And please don't say 13-3, man. So that's for you.
What was the record before he went down? Weren't they below 500?
So, yes.
So here's the thing. All right. I think what we saw this last week was something very important that I actually have been forgetting, that when Sean Lee is a part of the defense, everything is better. He, for whatever he is injured so much. Like, I'm serious. Sean Lee
You guys have been calling Sean Lee for 10 years. Don't you have anybody else?
No.
He's always injured. He was injured his second year of football.
I know.
I don't even think Mike believes this shit he's saying, right?
Let me ask you this. If
I
Aaron
do
Rodgers
believe
go
all
to the Dallas Cowboys, what would you think? What would you do if you find that out next year?
I'm like, no, we don't need that. We need.
They have their Super
They're
Bowl
so-
jackets already made.
What?
No, they're
That's what they would do, Daddy. That's what they would do. They would be
Aaron
designing
Rodgers
their
doesn't-
rings, their jackets.
If he's not playing safety, if he's not playing that strong safety, Aaron Rodgers does fucking nothing for us.
Okay, hold on. Do you see in our fantasy, CD Lamb is a free agent?
Yeah,
because-
I think he
You
should
see,
be.
you know why he's a free agent?
Yeah,
Because he's
because
not
it's-
getting no ball from Dulucci or whatever, Danucci.
The
What the
dude-
hell? Listen, honestly,
dude, that's what we call him.
whoever
Yeah,
is your GM, he should be fired.
You
Well,
know
I
who
do-
it is. Don't act like you don't know.
You know what? I couldn't have asked for anything better because, while my back was out, man, I watched that game where you guys only
Which
scored
one?
three points against my defense. 3 points.
You know you brought this on yourself because nobody was talking about Dallas.
Yes.
I know until you brought
Danny,
it up.
Danny, let me ask you a question. I asked this to Matt in the beginning of the show. I wasn't familiar with his background because, all the prior shows that I remember being on was Dallas. That's Dallas Cowboy fans. When they are losing, they do not talk, represent, or anything about their team. But they win 2 games in a row. Dallas age for everybody. Dallas is in the Super Bowl. Dallas is the best.
So,
They are America's team.
I ended up buying this. I ended up buying this off of Adobe. So I'm like, fuck that. I paid for it. I'm gonna use it.
But
as
you
much
know
as
what?
can.
I could tell you this,
So,
man.
that-
I respect your background today. I really do.
yeah. It's a Viking thing.
You know he can't come on. You know he can't come on the show with a Dallas background, bro. You know that.
But why not?
No.
I came on with the Redskins, Washington, when we were like, what were we?
I'd still do it because I represent my
But
team.
when
as
you're
well.
used
We've
to
been
that level
hurting
of
for a long-
mediocrity,
Yeah, but you know what? I
Mm.
think I would feel much better knowing that my team
Mm.
isn't expected to win and they do than when they have the best offensive line, the top running back,
No.
one of the top receivers in the league, all of these things going, and you're a 500 team. I would
No,
be
listen,
ashamed. I would be ashamed.
you were
be ashamed.
wrong from the very beginning. Our offensive line
No,
is
you
gone.
were. Now it's gone. Now we're seeing reality. But even when you had them, you were
Yeah.
a sub 500
That
team.
was the argument. That's the
As soon
argument.
as
No.
December
Number one-
came, you guys were the Titanic.
Mhm.
That's what happened. December, I tell all Dallas fans, wait till December. Wait till December. So
Anyway, there has to be something more relevant that we can talk about. Than,
Yeah.
oh, it's Christmas
Yeah,
for me,
but-
brother.
What's
far as I'm concerned, this
what's
season
your
is
answer
over.
to that question, though? What would you
What
think
question?
the record? What do you think the record would have been if Dak didn't get injured?
It'd be another 800 again.
7 and 9.
A 500 team. 8-8.
No, I don't think so. I think there'd be 7 and 9. I think that defense is that
Yeah,
fucking bad,
That
man.
defense is dismal. With Dak
Except for that
scoring
Diggs.
45
Diggs,
points.
Well, since we are talking about the Cowboys, topic number 5. Has Zeke lost his explosion and burst? Do you think he's still one of the best backs in the NFL? Mad?
I don't.
Dallas
I
fan?
could jump on that.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think you can evaluate him in the same way because there is no offensive line for him. You're talking third string players on the offensive line at this point. If there's no holes,
We can't wait, Danny.
feed his belly.
I'm shaking to get him out of this
If
one.
you're
That's a
getting
bad
hit in
ar-
the
that's the-
backfield,
That's a bad argument, man, because Barry Sanders had a worse line. And he is considered the greatest running back of all time. So you gotta come up with a
and
different one
LA
than
does
that.
not.
I didn't say that. You said because of his line, he's not doing what he used to do. I'm telling you that in Detroit, Barry Sanders never had a line. He did all that shit himself.
Well, no, I'm not saying that that's the reason why. I'm saying that's the reason why we shouldn't try to evaluate whether or not he's lost his burst or whatever, because he hasn't had as many opportunities a game because they're always behind. So he's not running it nearly as much as what he used to begin with, right? So
I can agree
and
with
second, that line is horrible. Like, so you're talking about limited chances for him to run, shit offensive line for him to run behind. So I don't think it's fair to try to compare to what he used to do.
I'm gonna give you that weak argument. I'm gonna give you that.
I'm not.
What I'm gonna tell you is Ezekiel Elliott has just killed it for any running back in the next 5 to 10 years, because as soon as he
100%.
got his money, he looked like a shit sandwich, and that's what the other owner's gonna say. But I don't know if he's gonna get his running back this kind of money, because look over there what happened in Jerry World. He gave that boy all that money, and look what he did.
You recall back in the day.
Was that your Dan
Do
Snyder?
you recall back in the day, Danny, there was a running back who was tearing it up in Dallas. He got traded to another team and shot the bag. And then they were saying how this
Julius
only Jones? It could be him. Honestly, I can't say the name, Matt. I don't remember, but I know
he went
shot
to the
the bag
Eagles.
big
He went
time.
to the Eagles the year after. I can't think of his name.
Yes. And for me, I said with that O-line, you just have to have a bit of skills and you could shine like one of the best.
Oh, I know.
And it's evident that Zeke does not have the skills that everybody. Yes,
that's it.
DeMarco Murray.
Zeke does not have the skill set that everyone thought he did, because, like Danny said, if he did, he would have somewhat of a success to at least lean on him rather than have a guy like DiNucci throw the ball 30 times.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this then. Can we say the same thing about Le'Veon Bell?
We'll see. Because he was with the Jets. I think you could put Barry Sanders with the Jets, and he ain't the same Barry Sanders.
I think the difference between Le'Veon Bell and him is that Le'Veon Bell never got his money. He was trying to get his money. So if you ain't get my money, I'm not putting my body out there on the line. I'm not doing that because you ain't give me what I think I'm worth.
But the Jets did.
They didn't give him They didn't give him the money like Ezekiel Elliott got. He didn't get top money.
No, because he went
as a free agent.
No, but he got money. He got a good.
He made a mistake going there.
He didn't get that big contract like Zeke. Zeke held out. He got the big money.
That's a weak argument.
Le'Veon Bell tried to hold out and get that money, but Pittsburgh said, "Nah, we ain't doing that, brother." And they gave him some money, but not the money that he wanted. So I'm saying, in my opinion, on the outside looking in, Le'Veon Bell said, "Y'all ain't give me what I think I'm worth, so I'm not out here killing myself." Ezekiel Elliott got what he asked for, might be more, and said, "Fuck it."
Well, Bell got paid. He signed a 4-year deal for $52 million.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, if he's not willing to,
what did Ezekiel Elliott get?
But that's not. Yeah, go ahead.
If your argument is that the reason why Le'Veon Bell doesn't look like what he used to isn't because he's lost his skills in any way, but it's because he's not wanting to play as hard because he didn't get paid as much as what he thought he should. That is what does he think is going to happen next time someone's he's wanting to get paid again? Like, if he's not putting in effort now to say like, look, I deserve to be paid, they're not going to pay him more. That is not the way it works.
I agree.
But you know what? In all honesty, there's not too many running backs who have success without a good O-line. The ones that do make it to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
That's what I see.
But this is my point, though, right? So we're saying that the Cowboys don't have an O-line and Zeke is shitting the bed. Now I'm saying Le'Veon Bell doesn't have an O-line and he's shitting the bed. So can we put him in the same category?
I counter that. When I saw that guy Connor come in, I thought, Pittsburgh was finished when they lost Bell. When I saw that guy Connor come in, he's no dancer, juker. He's a power runner. And even if the O-line didn't open up a hole, I saw this guy breaking 2 and 3 tackles. So the guys, maybe you have to be a power running back to make it without an O-line. You can't be a finesse runner because you won't have a chance to highlight that finesse.
Look, I can see where you're coming with that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Ezekiel got a 6 years, $90 million contract.
Did you say $90 million?
Yeah.
For
6 years.
By the way, it's going to be backloaded. It's going to be backloaded like crazy, and there's going to be plenty of ways for them to get out of it here in a year or two. But like Emmitt Smith is considered
back his money.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they should at this point. Emmitt Smith is only considered as great as he is because in a large part due to the offensive line that he played behind. He played behind an amazing offensive line with a very talented offense all the way around, and that's why Emmitt Smith was I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm not saying it wasn't great. just not as good.
Who is the
Who,
better
Emmett?
quarterback? Who is the better quarterback? Dak or
Tony Romo?
Tony Romo?
Dak.
And I'm asking Maz.
Oh,
Because
that's
Tony
a
Romo
hard
got his
one.
money.
Well, yeah, but so what I'm saying is the reason why I said that is because of how
Who did you
important it
choose?
is to try. Man, that's hard. I think as far as like
It is hard.
it is because Tony Romo is a great passer. He really is. And Dak brings us so much to that position into the
Yeah.
team that can't
Dak
really
hasn't
be
reached his ceiling
quantified.
yet. That's what I
That's
think.
right. Yeah, I think that Dak could definitely be a better quarterback in just a couple of years than Tony Romo. But with his injury and with all the uncertainty, I mean, this is a chance you take when you take the franchise tag. You know what I mean? I love Dak. I
Let
would
me
want
ask you
I
this.
take Dak over Tony Romo. I'm
Let
sorry.
me ask you this.
but
A person of color, could they look at that and say that white privilege is in effect here,
well,
so to speak?
so if you come to look at it already thinking like if you're looking for racism in it, you're going to find racism in what I said.
No,
If
I'm
you
not
listen
looking.
to- if
I'm not saying you. I'm asking, can someone, a person of color that's not really a fan, could they make an argument that seems like the white player gets the benefit of the doubt, and the black player has to prove himself beyond a shadow of a doubt?
It's been like that forever,
but
Danny.
they weren't in the same situation whatsoever. Tony Romo, when he got his big contract, did not have a devastating injury when he was franchise tagged. That didn't happen.
About that. But Tony Romo never took them to the playoffs. What, maybe one time?
Yes, he
I
did.
think the whole time he was there.
No, man, twice, maybe three times.
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
once with
then
Parcells,
Dak
and
came
once
in like
twice
his rookie season, and just
Mhm.
like kind of put him on his shoulders
Yeah.
with the
well,
help
so-
of him and Ezekiel Elliott. And then he give one guy one, a piece of the pie, and wouldn't give the other guy one. Does that seem fair to you?
Well, real quick, there's some context that you're missing when Dak came in. Don't forget, the year before Dak came in, the reason why they could draft so high is because Tony Romo got his collarbone broken twice. And he was out for most of the year, and there was no quarterback that was good, which was why they took Dak Prescott as wanting him to be the backup. The year before that, they went 13-3, lost in Green Bay when the ref was like, nah, Dez didn't, he didn't complete the catch or whatever when he was reaching out for a touchdown. They were 13-3, had an amazing team. So the expectations for Tony Romo coming back that next year with what he had around him wasn't just like, to make the playoffs. It was to win the Super Bowl, and he was set up for that. But he was injured. They had shit quarterbacks after that. So in comes the next year, right? Tony Romo gets injured again, and then Dak comes in playing with this amazing team, and he was a far better quarterback than what they had the year without Tony Romo. So there's a lot of context to you can't really say that he came in, put the team on his shoulders as if like Tony Romo was the one that played that entire year prior to it.
Tony
And
Romo made the playoffs 6 times.
There you go.
He made it 6 times, so he's 2-4 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Danny. I do.
I'll just ask the question. Nope.
No. I know what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying. I don't know why they didn't give Dak the contract last year. I really don't.
I don't
Maybe Jerry knows something we don't know.
Right. I
Like,
think he should have got his money last year. What up, Chris?
Hey, I like your background. That's nice.
Thank you.
And it wasn't as
should have
if
got
he
his
didn't
money
have
last year.
offers. They made him several offers.
Yeah, I know.
Who
I
did?
think it came down
What was
to
it?
years.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You know what?
I think it came down-
If he didn't get injured this year, and they didn't give him his money, then it's clear as day. Because he was killing it this season.
I agree.
Yeah,
Because he's on my fantasy, and I was like, man, this guy's putting up Mahomes numbers.
I agree. He was putting up
But-
numbers.
Yes. I'm glad
But
he's not on Roberto's.
I can.
fantasy.
But listen, though,
Yeah.
even with Dak Prescott putting all those numbers, let's say like he played the whole year and putting up massive numbers, but there's still shit because of the defense and all these other pieces.
Yeah.
I think that
But
an
at least you know you
argument
have
could
an
be made,
offense.
But I think an argument could be made that maybe we should try to find another option, a quarterback that is not going to cost us so much of our cap so that we can improve these other areas. Because without those other areas and Dak, we still failed for our
But you see
actual
how
goal.
hard it is
What-
to find
what
a
you-
quarterback
what
of
you
that
are feeling-
caliber.
What you are failing to realize, man, and I pointed this out last time, Jerry Jones is desperate now because right now he is racing with the Undertaker.
Absolutely.
So he's
I
going
agree.
to throw whatever kind of crazy grasping at straws lineup person, position player. He's going to try and do it because he wants to hold that trophy one more time before before he dies. So we're going to
I
see
agree.
some desperation moves now. It ain't going to make sense. You'll be like, what the hell? But
I think the
but then-
desperation move would be not to sign Dak and to put the money in all the other pieces.
I was just about to say that maybe that's why they didn't want to pay him as much as he wanted or how many years he wanted, because they wanted to fix their defense and stuff like that, right?
Well,
yeah,
how
the
long
more
has
you
their defense been like this?
shit,
Their
didn't they just
defense was
give their
amazing last
linebacker
year.
like a max contract?
Who?
No, the guy
Lawrence?
they call him
Lawrence?
Lawrence,
Yeah, 90.
Oh, DeMarcus
Lawrence.
Demarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus
Yeah.
Lawrence,
They
the
overpaid
fake
him
Lawrence
too.
Taylor.
They overpaid him too.
Yeah, see, I think that you have to start with a quarterback. That's how that's how we did it, and I know it probably happened quicker. You know what?
Kansas City, right?
Here it
No,
comes.
But it does. It does start with a quarterback.
It does, and I understand that it may not make sense to dump that money there, but you can find other ways. You can backload it. You can put all sorts of incentives in there. You just
to an extent.
you got to figure out. Yeah, but you got to figure it out. And I mean, it can be done, and I really don't think that you guys have found a quarterback. You just got to figure out how to get those pieces around him to work. And you don't have to have
the way
listen
you get those
with that
pieces-
type of offense. Listen, with that type of offense, you don't have to have a stellar defense. There have been teams that have had
And you also don't have to have
way
Aaron
better
Rodgers.
defense and hardly any offense, and then vice versa.
Kansas City was questionable too at one point about their defense, but their offense put up so much points, their defense could hold off to win the game.
By
Yeah,
the way,
well,
Chris, when they won that Super Bowl, what contract was Patrick Mahomes under?
His rookie contract.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
all
don't
right.
start the rookie contract bullshit again, because here's the thing.
It's
That,
a real
that,
thing.
that doesn't have to be the case all the time.
I didn't say it has to
And
be.
again, you're dumping a quarterback that's all but 100% proven. And the thing is to dump that and question whether the next guy, which, by the way, more times than not, within that first round, the first 10 picks, whatever you expect to get to, if you get that pick, you might be thinking, oh, Heisman Trophy winner or something like that. And those are more often than not a bust. Sometimes I just don't see the plus for you guys to throw away something that's basically proven and try to go someplace else and then expect for it to work again. Because I mean, Danny said it. There's time factor for Jerry Jones, and then to throw away that. I mean, I just think it's a bad move, and I think it's the wrong move. I mean, I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, but I like Dak. I mean, he's an amazing quarterback.
If we were guaranteed that when Dak comes back next year, he would be the same Dak, sure, I would agree that there was an argument to be made there. But we don't.
You know what? You do have a good point there, and I totally understand where you're going. But he's young enough that I would take a chance.
I'm not talking about paying his money now. I was talking about paying his money before he got hurt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he
I
should
don't
have.
blame me. I don't blame me. I wouldn't pay him now.
And that's what I'm saying too, Danny. In all honesty, I hope Dallas trades him. I hope Dallas trades him and some team in the NFC picks him up and he comes back and haunts your guy's ass.
But
Washington.
Yes, thank you for saying that, sir.
Washington.
Thank you. Because
But-
Washington will pick up scraps in the NFC.
But I'm going to say one thing on what Matt said. With that type of injury, man, we don't know what's going to come. How he's going to come back, because even with Kevin Durant, we don't know how he's going to come back. Man.
Because the same thing with Adrian Peterson. He came back and won the MVP.
Look
Hold
what
on,
we
I
did
need
for
to
Alex
say this.
Smith. He needs to come to Washington. Look what we did for Alex Smith. We could do that for Dak as well, man.
What?
Come
give him,
over here.
Like,
We'll take
that
care of your
infection
leg.
in his leg. He
We
doesn't
have
want that. Listen,
experience from RG3, all of them.
And Danny, to
listen,
your point,
I have to say this. I really have to say this.
Yeah, go
It's
ahead,
important because, like, it's as if we're talking like, well, they didn't pay him, as if they didn't offer him a dime. No. They offered him a lot of money. The problem came down to, as far as we've been told, is that it was the amount of years they wanted him for. Like 6 years. I think they maybe even started
5,
like
no?
what
He
they did in
wanted
Kansas
6.
City.
I think it was 4
He
and
was-
6. One of them wanted
Right,
4,
but
one of them wanted 6.
Dak Prescott wanted less years. He wanted like 3 years because he was banking on, because the salary cap in a few years is supposed to be higher, and Patrick Mahomes contract wasn't up yet. So 3 years he can try to get an even bigger contract within 3 years. But the Cowboys wanted it to be a lot longer for a lot more security at that position. So it's not that they were like, no, we're not paying you, we don't believe in you. It came down to specifics in how he would get paid and for how long.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because what was happening was, I believe there's going to be a new collective bargaining agreement, and they're going to be able to pay quarterbacks and their players more money. And Dak was trying to get his contract in line with that, so that when he does get renewed, the new bargaining agreement comes in and he can get more money. Dak took a chance on that.
But yeah, if this isn't proof, though, why? I understand you want a certain thing, the team wants a certain thing, but if you're a player, get your money when you can.
Yeah, of course. There's nothing written,
I agree with that.
You don't know what tomorrow holds.
No, you don't. That's
exactly. Are you saying he should have taken the contract or no?
He should have taken.
I think he should have taken it.
Yeah,
because he was putting it all on this year, and he rolled the wrong dice, man.
Yeah,
now he has a lot more to prove.
And and
the same thing happened last year too. By the way, they offered him contracts last year as well, before his contract expired, before he played last year, and he still didn't.
I'm of the mind that I know people don't like the whole rule for the NFL, like no one and dones, but you know what? If the kid's got it and he thinks he can go play with the big boys and get a contract, let him do it.
Well, Flash Thompson said, Anzo, Dak Prescott injury is different than Kevin Durant's injury, by the way, but I know what you mean. Yeah, I know it's different, right?
Coming back from an injury, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly, because this guy's bone went through his ankle, man.
Who's that, Durant?
No, Prescott.
Oh, Prescott.
Yeah,
it wasn't as bad as Alex Smith.
No.
Well, no. The problem with Alex Smith though wasn't the actual injury. It was when.
I know he got that infection, but that was a brutal injury. I think it was. It was identical to Theismann. I just think technology was able to help him.
I agree with you, but I don't know, man. When your ankle comes out of your skin, bro.
Yeah, that's rough, man. It's that AstroTurf,
the fact that he bent it back. That was fucking creepy. I mean, it's a reflex, but man.
Every time you see it, what's worse is when I see it in like MMA or in kickboxing, man. Those are nasty. Just when they go and their ankles hit, and then you see one ankle keep going for it's like.
But for me, before I finish, for me, I think it was that college kid, man. Remember that college kid that went up for a dunk and when
he landed,
bro.
Yeah,
I think his whole leg shattered.
Yeah, man, that was cringy, man. That ended his career, right?
Yeah, I don't think he can come back to something like that.
Two things. One, this is weird. This was years ago. It was Minnesota Vikings. It was one of their quarterbacks, and he was covering up his hand, and they're like, I think he may have injured his hand. And when he took his hand away, the pinky was facing to the and even the announcer was like, whoa.
Yeah,
because nobody was expecting it to be.
That doesn't look good, Bob. That might be a timeout for that team.
The second thing is, by the way, Chris, anyone who would take an 18-year-old straight out of high school and be like, "Yeah, no, you seem like you're ready for the NFL," should be charged with like endangerment, because there is not an 18-year-old out there that can physically be developed enough to where they can go and play in the NFL at the age of 18. It is not the same as the NBA whatsoever.
I'll agree with that.
Regard.
But I'm sorry. I think that there are some I think that there are some that could do it.
Freaks of nature.
There are.
No. And
There's
it's
a
not
reason
them that
why
we
the
should
rules
be
there.
worried
There's
for.
a
The
reason
ones
why
that
there's a
can't, I
rule,
think they
and
can.
there's nothing we can do about it.
Topic number 6, another Dallas topic.
Oh, God.
Dallas set to start their fourth quarterback against the Steelers. Do you think the Cowboys should sign Kaepernick?
They'll never do it.
Absolutely.
They'll never do it. Jerry Jones will never do that.
I know.
If he does, he's trying to rebrand the Cowboys.
Who is
Who is your fourth quarterback, anyways? It's not Danucci
I don't
starting?
know.
I have no idea who they're
it's not
for.
him. I think it's going to be Cooper Rush or the other guy.
Did you see the way he threw the ball on that?
His sidearm thing?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What was that?
He does a sidearm throw.
What was the question again?
That's his throw.
Do you think the Cowboys are starting their fourth quarterback? Do you think they should sign Colin Kaepernick?
No.
No.
But honestly, I say
Listen,
yes.
Okay, listen. I
He
understand.
was good
maybe
for Blaine Gilbert, whatever his name was.
wait. And I know there's this huge argument about why he was benched. So, and we can go down that rabbit hole if you want, but here's the facts of the matter. I don't think it's just happenstance that he hasn't found a team. There's been multiple reasons. One, he's been offered practice squad. He won't accept it. You know what? If you're that good, if you're still in shape, if you can still do the job, go to the practice squad. Prove them wrong. Show them that you can do it. But he won't do it. I think he lost it. Listen, and we see it all the time. A guy's got it for 1 year. I mean, I wondered if Patrick Mahomes would have that. I just sometimes you're like, that guy has it. And then the next year comes by, what happens? He throws for 16 interceptions, has 12 touchdowns, can barely make a team move. It happens. I think that's what happened to Kaepernick. I don't think
I got 31 reasons why he ain't on the team now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I just don't think so.
And it's the owners.
And then how long is it? Well, okay, but how long has it been though now?
Okay.
He doesn't get the money and got the gag order now, so he kind of can't do it.
3 or 4 years now. But I'm saying this: Kaepernick has to be better than this fourth ring guy that they're putting in.
I won't disagree with you
so.
there.
He's not in football shape. We know that.
I'll give you that.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if. Listen, if
no, we do know because he's not playing football. He's not in football shape.
Stop.
Well, who's that guy they picked up from the supermarket and he won the Super Bowl for the Rams? What's his name again?
Kevin Warner.
He was in football
Warner.
shape.
We're moving items at the supermarket.
Yeah, that's all he was doing, and they called him up and he won.
That wasn't in the middle of the year, though. He was already on the team when, in fact, and played the preseason. And he was also playing, oh, by the way, in the European league that the NFL had as well. So he came in football shape.
Kaepernick, you call it football shape, whatever. If he is at least in shape and he's still out there and he's throwing and he's practicing, which we don't know, maybe he is. If I'm telling you, if he wants to be on a team and he's pushing and he's saying they don't want him on a team and that's because of the owners, it's because of this and that, he better be working his ass off to be in the best shape he can be. That way, if he gets that phone call, he can again prove why it was. Because if he came out and he goes and he starts throwing it like nothing's ever stopped and like he's on it and he's playing that game like he's supposed to, people are going to look at him and go like, okay, you were right the whole time. You were right. Now, and I'm saying I don't know which it is. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying I'm not saying he's in football shape, but he's pretty damn close. I almost guarantee it.
Absolutely not.
But
listen, it doesn't. Listen, no. Listen. You can't tell me that a league of these owners who have brought back player after player after they've been arrested for felonies. Look, Pac-Man Jones. And by the way, a lot of these are on the Cowboys. Pac-Man Jones.
I'm with you on
Tank,
this.
Whatever the tank guy was with all the guns in his trunk. And then you had Greg Hardy. Again, I'm just talking about the Cowboys. Oh, Ray Rice.
I know.
I'm not disagreeing
who was
in
you,
charge
man.
of the country during these times?
Ray Rice didn't come back.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
maybe
Matt,
Ray,
about all the people they've brought back.
Okay, you're right. But
Ray
no,
Rice
listen. But my point, my point is though, I feel like there would be an owner that is desperate enough in wanting to win in his last breath if he thought that Colin Kaepernick was a player that could get them what they needed, then they would bring them in because it would be worth it in the long run.
If we were talking
that's-
about
they've been-
any other team other than Dallas and New England, I would say I have an argument. But those two teams, it would never happen with that
Right.
name Colin Kaepernick.
Agree.
Never.
I didn't mean Dallas specifically. I mean there would have to be a team out there. You know what I mean? That needs a spark just to bring attention to the team. You get what I'm saying?
I
like
don't- they
you
won't do
bring
that
attention to
because-
the team.
But Kaepernick caused them such a dip in profits. They don't have enough balls to say, fuck it, I'm gonna get him anyway. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, all 31 owners are about that money. And if they know they bring Colin Kaepernick, there gonna be enough good old boys or whoever it is gonna be like, hell no. I done had people at my own office say they're gonna start watching NFL because of that. Ain't did nothing illegal. Ain't did one thing illegal. All he did was chose to express his First Amendment rights, and he got his career destroyed. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't care how you call it. So they're not going to do it.
I'm thankful that we live in a country that he can freely express himself, and we live in a country that people can choose not to well
his career.
You live in Canada.
If the people who he works for did not approve for that to happen during work time, then that's a different thing. But like people being able to like, no, I don't want to watch it because of whatever reason. That's good. You know, make your decision. Like I'm fine with people choosing not to watch it for whatever reason. That's on them. You know what I mean?
Because somebody kneeling, bro. Because somebody kneeling.
I don't think it was just the simple act of kneeling that they were bothered with, and it got twisted.
I can't speak. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing. I can't speak for Texas. I can't speak for Kansas City. I can't speak for Canada. I can speak for South Carolina. I can speak for what I heard. And there were people where I work at, words came out of their mouth. They're not going to watch it because he kneeling down doing
disrespecting the flag.
Disrespecting the flag. Ain't set foot in any kind of armed forces ever. And I went there, and I wasn't offended one bit. When he told me the reason why he was doing it, I said, "Okay, that's your right." Didn't have a problem with it.
I don't think anybody should be told not to do it. I think it was absolutely ridiculous that it even became an issue. You know what? The only person who should have to answer for that is Colin Kaepernick. If people have a problem, let it go to Colin Kaepernick. Let him answer it. He'll get thrown out. Hey, listen, he'll get run out of the NFL if people. And I'm not saying this would have happened. I'm just saying if people had that much of a problem, they would have pressured him. And if he didn't like it, he would have left on his own terms. I'm not saying that it's right for the reason. I'm just not positive that that's the only reason why it's still not.
It isn't.
Agreed. I agree that like he had like I had no problem with what he did even before I knew why he did it. Because like I mean, as a disabled veteran, I was not insulted whatsoever by him kneeling during. It did not bother me at all because I feel like a huge part of what this country is that the freedom to do that, to express, to protest, right? But that is a separate issue than what the organization or the company that he works for, what they want to be seen as, what they want to happen during the time that they are expecting these people, working for them on this time. I think those are two entirely separate issues, and I think that we should enforce. I want
to respond to what you're saying, man. I agree with what you're saying. That at any job there should be rules and regulations. I agree with you 1,000%. But at the same token, if those rules and regulations violate any of your amendments, you can be held liable civilly, maybe not criminally, but civilly you can be held liable. Because I can't go in nobody's house if I ain't right, just because I'm the police, or just because I work at a particular job, and there's certain rules. But if those rules violate my amendments, I think that you can get yourself in trouble.
But it doesn't violate him enacting his rights at any other point. The only time that they did not want him to do this was during the time that he was with the organization in an employee position. They did not stop him from protesting when he was off the clock during the off season. They would have not had any problem. You know what I mean? Like they would have no say so in whether or not he kneeled during an anthem in a public park or whatever. But because
I would have to look at the bylaws in the NFL to see if that even exists before this happened. I don't think it did.
what existed.
That there's a
Oh,
they
that
have
he
an issue
couldn't
with
do it?
you expressing your whatever, your religious views, your First Amendment rights, whatever, doing the national anthem. I would have to see that in their bylaws saying that is some kind of infraction. Prior to
I think it
them,
would,
go ahead.
I think they have it's the conduct detriment to the team or organization. It's a catch-all. It's
But that can be
cheap,
subjective.
but
Though. You got to be very specific.
exactly that's what
when
they use
comes
it.
to- you got to be very specific though when you come into violate somebody's rights.
But you're not though, because you're not stopping him from doing it when he's off of work.
Got you.
Okay.
Next topic.
He's still able to. Sorry. Okay. We could.
No.
do this all day.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just
we
saying,
get-
he could still like do it off time, off work. You know what I mean? Like they didn't stop him from expressing it. It was just during this time for them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Next topic. Shannon Sharp says Wims 2-game suspension is too little after punching Gardner Johnson. Do you agree? Did any of you guys see the hit, the punch?
I'm looking at it right now.
I think he should have got at
want me to
least
share it?
minimum 3 games. Minimum.
You want me to share it?
Yeah.
Because
Why
not
not?
only he threw 1, he came back and threw 2 more.
Yeah, share it and
Oh,
I'll put
That
it
guy
up.
didn't jump on his back.
Hold on. I'll
Was it like Andre Johnson and that Finnegan dude?
No, this is something
No.
I've never seen before.
Yeah.
hold
Like
on.
this is downright stupid.
All right, let's
You
I
got the
think it's
receiver
called
right there?
back in the day they called it juice rage.
all right. Oh
The guy's not even in the play.
Yeah, watch. Little.
Minimum
Yeah,
3
what-
games you should have got. Minimum.
hold on.
Did he even say why he did it?
Here you go. This
He was trying to take out his mouthpiece.
is
I
mouthpiece.
think he's
or
trying to pull the
strap.
strap.
Hold on, watch. Okay, so where is he at right here, right? Is
Right
this-
there.
Yeah, he's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the outside.
Yeah.
If he was taking off the strap for the helmet, it would have been over to the side where because it
He ain't got no
snapped
punch power.
in like
that
that.
guy look at him like, what the fuck you doing, man?
First of all, he's punching a fucking helmet. What did I
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
understand why
That's
that's
why I would
helmet.
think it would be the strap because you punch that helmet,
You
you're
know?
fucking up your hand.
That right there was
Clearly,
that
he's
right
not
there
using
was
his judgment.
Roy Jones Jr. punching Mike Tyson next month. Then
Man,
Mike Tyson be like, what the fuck?
What?
was that?
Is that all you got?
I'm scared for Roy Jones Jr. Man. I
Oh,
love
Me
him.
yeah.
too.
Thanks for bringing that up, Danny. Because I recall, somebody wanting a lot of PR for a fight of a guy who was untouchable. What happened? I missed that show.
You talking about
Listen,
Chichinko?
Roberto,
Yes, yes. I watched
Vitaly
all
Lomachenko.
Charlie
the fights,
Chichinko? Whatever his
all
name
those
is.
shows
Listen,
of him
I call him Millie
fighting,
Vanilli.
him on the beach, him being
Yeah.
the best in the world.
Hey.
And
Hey
His-
Roberto,
his-
this
he
is no
tore up
lie.
his shoulder.
Me and
I
I
watched
was
the fight.
watching it, and man, I was hyped. I was like, man, this guy going, man, something to talk about, man. We about to see something. And then the word that really got me was he don't study, he downloads. He downloads. So man, for about 5 rounds, he downloaded all right.
but I have to admit,
I
it was a
like
hell
the
of a
fight.
fight. It was a
Yes.
hell of a fight. I have to
Yes.
admit that. You were right about that, Matt.
You may not know this, Roberto, but before the fight, like right after the fight, he had to have surgery on his shoulder. His shoulder was just fucked up before he ever went into that fight. He shouldn't have gone into the fight with
But
that
there
shoulder.
was so much hype on that fight. Yeah, you're right. He should have reconsidered because
Problem.
Yeah,
See,
but
at
I
a
think
certain
it was because
point,
of all the hype. Yeah,
if his shoulder was screwed up, depending on how long before the fight, he should. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying if it was screwed up, he should have gotten with the promoters and said, "Listen, if you guys really want a good fight, we need to stop it right now because I got a shoulder problem. I'll honor my fight, but we got to wait for it to get fixed." And
Because he ain't gonna get no rematch.
but that
Yeah,
guy
why-
fought
why do you
had
think
some
that is?
power, boy. He had some power.
yeah. But why do you think it is he won't give a rematch? If he was so confident in how he beat him, why wouldn't he give him a rematch? That's an easy
Because
mother
he's
fight.
smart.
The story I heard was that Chichinko,
'Cause-
whatever his name is, wouldn't give him a rematch. So now that he won, he's saying, "Fuck you! I'm not giving you a rematch." So I don't know if it's
Mm.
true.
That makes sense.
Oh. See, I
I wouldn't
didn't
want
hear
to fight
that
him again
part.
if I knew it was on one shoulder. But that's not. Listen, there is a big difference between having a like automatic rematch for a champion who loses, or like getting a rematch for a champion who loses to
Weren't
win
they
it
both
back,
champions?
and someone who loses, to the champion and then like immediately thinks that they deserve to have another chance.
Weren't
Does
they
that
both
make sense?
champions, Matt?
Yes, they were.
Didn't they both hold belts?
They were
Yes,
split.
because he unified the belts.
Yeah.
One
Vasily
and
had
one and
three.
Hmm?
Four
Yeah,
belts.
Vasily had 3 belts.
Yeah,
right.
three.
And
Did he
Vasily
lose
had
all of
3.
them or just that weight division?
All of them. All of them.
All of them.
Oh, so that guy's holding
Yeah.
4 now.
See,
guy-
if I had done this, if I were him, I would have said, okay, yeah, I'll sign a contract. We'll do the unified thing if he wins, but I want a guaranteed rematch if I lose. I mean,
I don't-
say it up front.
I don't give a fuck. There should always be a rematch. You know
It
what I
depends
mean?
on who it is. Some of these guys
think
get
so.
that fight, and it's because they've been walloping on people that couldn't
Mhm.
fight. And they rise up really quick, and then everybody thinks they're the next best thing. Then you get in the ring with the champion. The champion goes like, boom, done.
Right. I
No,
agree with
that
that.
guy
But
couldn't
That
get
guy
a
doesn't deserve a
rematch.
rematch.
no, I agree with that. But on this fight, either way it went, either
Yeah.
one of them should have got a rematch.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
know what I
so
mean?
because I'm get a
But-
rematch fast. Don't wait 2-3 years.
Yeah,
No.
Well,
yeah.
When they're like
he had
declining.
surgery. It's gonna be probably a year.
It won't be the same
maybe a
fight.
little less. But I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
think.
like I think that having to fight Vasily Lomachenko with both shoulders, may be a different. You know what I mean? It may make someone say, he really brought it to me in those last rounds. Do I really want to go?
No, he's
full
a serious
12 with
fighter,
him?
man. I really did I did my due diligence on that one, because I couldn't
Mhm.
understand why I never heard about this guy or this
Mhm.
fight. I only heard it through you. So I did some
Yeah.
research and I'm like, damn, Matt wasn't joking. This guy's a fucking beast.
Mhm.
But
Sure.
then I saw the other guy and I was like, well, hey, this guy's no slouch either. This guy's
I
got
agree.
mad power.
I was,
And not only
I'm still
that, he's
nervous
got a
about him.
dad who's like the Latin Don King. So if your dad's talking up a storm like that and you don't back him up, man, you ain't really his son. You know what I mean?
When we were watching the show, me and Ozzy watched together, and they were saying him and the dad was having some differences at first, but then they finally on the
Yeah.
same page. They also said that his dad is kind of like Alonzo Ball dad. He'll say some of the most
Yeah.
crazy and outlandish
Shit. Yeah.
speaks that shit into existence. And about 2 years ago, he was saying, "Man, we're gonna beat Chinchenko, whatever his name is."
He called it.
Yeah,
He
and they
called that fight
did
exactly
not
how it
beat
turned out.
He did.
I don't think he said he's going to go in there with an injured shoulder.
No,
and
he
won't
called
be
the outcome.
100%.
He called the
Listen,
outcome. And I was like,
the
that's
only
really
person-
cocky.
The only person should be blamed for the injured shoulder.
It's him.
Yeah, I mean, if he,
I don't disagree.
How
Yeah, I'm-
long before that fight did he know?
Mhm.
Again,
I mean,
I'm not
that's the case.
disagreeing.
Okay, I'm just saying, but you can't use that. That you just can't.
No,
If
but
it
what
was
am I
like that-
using it for? I'm using it for a reason why you wouldn't want to fight him again, because those last rounds you were struggling with a guy with a fucked up shoulder. So would you like what I'm saying is that it has to play a part into why he
Struggling.
doesn't want a rematch.
I can completely agree with that because after round 7, it looked like Lomachenko was really taking over that fight, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I can agree with that. I just think personally, regardless, there should be a rematch between the both of them. Whether who won or lost, they
I think
should
so.
have a rematch.
the
I
trade.
think there should have been
I
one.
think if he wouldn't have downloaded so long
Mm-hmm.
and would have started amping it up around the 3rd round, he might be would have got some more points.
I agree.
I agree
And
with
in
that
all
as
honesty,
well. Yeah.
if Danny,
Right back,
what
guys.
Danny said is true, then I would not give him that rematch because if you're supposedly the pound best guy in the world, why wouldn't you want to set up a rematch prior to the fight? If you
Okay,
decline
so-
a rematch prior to the fight, you're that cocky that you're gonna win. There's no way if I win, I'm giving you that. There's no
I
way.
can agree with that too.
No
Yeah,
way
but-
I would give you that
but-
rematch. I don't care who you are.
This fight was free. They do one for pay-per-view, he'll change. He'll
That's-
change.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I said. Like this would be a perfect opportunity to move the pay-per-view and have
Mhm.
that hype.
But he
That's
should
why
get
I like-
majority of that money. He's
I
the
mean,
one
okay.
holding
Yeah, I agree
all
with
the
that.
hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%, but-
Real quick, last thing on this. Fuck, what was it that you were saying, Roberto? Right then. Before that, shit, it was
Sorry,
important.
I can't rewind. I'm too old for that shit. That's why I come live and fresh.
Yeah, I remember now. The reason why there was a plan for Lomachenko, yes, was very cocky, right? He is so far out of his. He's like, this is like his third different weight. This is not his natural weight. He should be lower than where they're at right now. They're at 135. He's a natural like 125, 130, which is where he should be.
So the plan was, I said that comment that if he made that comment, that's cocky. The things I saw about him, he was humble.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't see that he was that kind of guy. He was so humble, fishing and chilling and.
So the whole point of this fight. Well, the reason why he was in this situation at 140 rather than his natural weight is because his whole thing was to unify a weight class like this, but nobody would take him up on it like at the lower weights at his natural weight because he was beastly. So he had to keep going up and going at way out of what he should be at. So the plan was to unify and then get the fuck out of the 140 and go back down to 130, 135 or whatever.
In all honesty, the outcome was sad, but I found it kind of historic, because that's really like Goliath going down.
Yeah, I guess you could say that because he was favored and
he
was supposed to win. But
yeah, because the guy was like a monster. Chichenko.
No, Goliath was the underdog in the David and Goliath story. He never had a chance.
Okay, whatever.
Thank you, man. Let me answer this question from Daniel, because he posted up in there. You guys can each give one pick or whatever. Who do you think is the most disappointing player this season? He says Cam Newton's 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Danny, who do you think?
I didn't take much out of him.
Come back to me. I got to think on that one.
Roberto?
I would have to say it's a tie between Cam and that boy in Cleveland. The quarterback?
The one on the commercials?
Mayfield. Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
I would have to say between the two of them, it's a tie for me.
Matt?
That's hard. I don't know, man, because I wasn't expecting a lot from Cam Newton. Baker Mayfield, I really wasn't either. Maybe the quarterback Watson in Houston, but I think a lot of that has to do with how that organized season is being ran.
Mm-hmm.
He was sabotaged, man. He got
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers treatment.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. There's so many players on the Cowboys that I'm disappointed in. DeMarcus Lawrence, Jalen Smith. I mean, pretty much everyone on that defense except for the rookie Diggs.
Player.
I think he's coming around.
I would say an impact player.
I'm gonna go with Sammy Watkins.
Where does he play again? Because you're right. Where is he playing? Is he in Buffalo?
No, isn't he in Kansas City?
No, he stays hurt. He's hurt, bro.
He is hurt, but he hasn't done nothing before he got hurt. He did nothing. The whole season, he did absolutely nothing, man. Still got him on my team. I'm like, why do I have? No, I think I got rid of him. I got rid of him, but I had him on my team. I'm like, why do I have this guy? Like, 2 points, 0 points. Like he's one of mine.
That's a lot of guys. Look at AJ Green.
AJ Green
is like, what the hell happened to this guy?
AJ Green,
such a great. Like
he was a stud at one point. No,
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones is still doing his yardage. He's not getting touchdowns, but he's getting his mad 100 yards.
Is he?
Yeah.
I gotta go check his stats because I don't remember him doing.
I had Julio 2 years in a row, and he would get me. He would consistently get me the point.
He ain't got me over that much points. He been damn hurt most of the time.
I'm gonna go check because I know you.
That whole team's finished. Look at Ridley. He's in the one game, gone the next.
You have any thoughts on that, Chris? Most disappointing player this year?
Well, Kaepernick, or not Kaepernick, but yeah, Cam Newton. I guess he's right, but well, okay, maybe not disappointing in the way you're thinking, but Odell Beckham.
I was going to say him too.
I just don't think. I mean, I know he's trying to say, "Oh, I'm not getting the passes and all this," but the fact of the matter is sometimes I don't know. I watch that guy and I don't ever think he's putting 100 into it.
I agree.
And if you're not putting 100 into it, dude, I'm not throwing it to you. You watch a lot of other teams out there. Look at it this way. Gronkowski at the beginning of the season looked like shit. But he keeps trying. He keeps trying. The guy's old. The guy's out. I mean, he's just not where he should be, but he's still trying. And look what's happening. Every week he's gotten better. And now he's starting to get into that system.
Him the ball. There's no comparison.
No, I'm not trying to compare.
But I'm saying I think his downfall is due to the quarterbacks that have been associated to him. Eli Manning was his best.
I don't want to throw
I can agree with that.
He's not putting everything towards it. Listen, Terrell Owens was the same way. Terrell Owens used to get bitchy because, I'm the guy here. You need to throw it to me.
He's
you know what?
Yeah, but T.O. backed up his talk though. Odell Beckham saying the same thing he's been saying, and his numbers have dropped dramatically.
Besides one or two catches that he's made that no one's ever really seen before, what has this guy done?
I said the same thing I know about a week or two ago.
Right.
I wasn't here, Danny. I wasn't here.
No, but what I was going to go talk on what Roberto said. I'm talking about the last couple years, but he had at least 5 seasons where he had over 1,000 yards rushing.
He was a stud
receiver.
2-3 seasons.
Megatron.
He was only good as
there
that
is
catch.
no Megatron in the NFL.
I know who disappointed me this year.
That was the biggest waste of
who
all time. Sorry,
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I can give you that.
They got his number this year. He ain't doing nothing.
I can give you that. Roberto, this one's for you. Flash said, "What about the Washington blank? That's disappointing."
They're doing better than I thought. Their defense has looked better than they have in maybe 15 years. So I could look at that because you know what? Like Matt said, it's very hard to have success with a bad defense. Washington, if you look at their last 2 seasons, they lost majority of their games by 3 or 7 points. So I'm not worried. I know once you build a good defense around a solid offense, you're talked about. And until then, you're just trying.
I thought he meant the name. I thought he was asking if you were disappointed that they couldn't come up with a name before the season
I'm glad
started.
they didn't. I'm glad they didn't come up with some stupid ass name that we're going to get teased for the next.
Wait. Let me ask you this: would you have been all right? Because my suggestion's always been, and I'm not saying permanently. I'm just saying for this year or however long it takes them to come up with a good name. Just say the Washington Nationals football team, because a lot of the Giants used to do that. Other teams, Cardinals did that. I think for this season it would have worked, and it's not a bad name.
I could have worked with it.
I mean, like I'm saying, not permanently.
Just
I want some kind of Indian name. Could it be Braves, Seminoles, something like that? I want something more.
I doubt it, but
I don't think they're
Warriors.
Yep, I could take that.
Warriors would be okay.
Yeah,
I go with
give
Warriors.
us that spear with just that spear, and that's it, man.
Put a Roman on it. Put a Roman on it.
You like that helmet, Danny? The one with the spear?
Yeah, I love that throwback.
Just call them the Washington Warriors and let's move on, man. WW.
call them the John Riggins team. I'd be happy with that.
Somebody said the Washington Hogs. I swear to God, I would be a Ravens fan tomorrow if that happened.
No, that's what we used to call that the O-line man, the Hogs.
Yeah, but that's a good name for an O-line, not a team.
Yeah.
All these guys are like, I couldn't handle that.
The Ravens are my backup team as well. Like if you know what I mean. Like if I ever had to stop the Cowboys, it would be the Ravens.
Because they're only in the same state. They're only in the same state. That's the reason.
Well, I tell you this: what you guys need to do: stop following those Ravens and start following the Steelers. That's what you guys need to do.
Come on, man.
Listen.
Yes.
That game was really good, and I'm gonna tell you this. That just proves there's a good chance that the Ravens could have won that game. Now, I give it to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They should have, but it was stupid to try to go for that quarterback draw there at that point. It was like, why the fuck are you trying to do that?
Because they didn't respect the Steelers. That's what it was.
The pull back, throw it. I think that they were looking for the run. I think you could have caught him off guard with I don't know, the halfback out or something. I don't know, but still.
Did he not see those 2 linebackers just waiting for him to run?
I know. I saw that and I was like, I turned it before the play was over. I mean, before he even got up to the line, I was like, nope, they're going to go for it.
You're right.
And I was like, nope.
The only thing you need to keep track of.
That's not that the Ravens couldn't win. That's the Ravens didn't do the right play. And it happens a lot.
They got a coach.
Exactly. And that I mean, listen. Go ahead.
Sorry, dude. The only thing you need to keep track of as far as the Steelers are concerned are the blood sugar levels of Roethlisberger, because they live and die.
Oh, he's still there, also.
He's so lucky I'm trying to fix this list, bro. But I'm gonna do it now anyway.
I knew he was going. I knew he was going there.
The reason I'm not.
I was trying to get it out there.
The reason I'm not going with the Steelers is because that's a team that you have to be with for a very long time. That's not a team you could bandwagon on and not get chewed assed up. You know what I mean?
I think Dallas is America's team. I'll concede to that bullshit.
Agreed.
Because there's a lot of Dallas fans, but right under Dallas, man, is Pittsburgh over here. Man, you see that black and yellow in here.
Listen, I will say this. As many times as they've knocked the Chiefs out, I have rooted for the Steelers after they've knocked us out because I do like the Steelers. I do.
I respect them. I'll tell you that.
That's right. Them. You know what? There is not a grittier, tougher team. I don't care when they've been shit or not. That team will play till the final whistle.
I remember when you guys had the bus. Fuck.
Oh
man, I love Jerome Bettis, dude.
Man, they were like you had to cheer for them, you know.
They had Palomaru on their defense, and Lawrence Timmons from Florence, South Carolina, baby.
Nice. I tell you this: if it's anybody I miss on our team, it's Palomalu, man. He used to make these plays, man. Yo,
you know what it is? You know what it is, Anzo?
And Ohio's
it's all about the owner. The owner of the franchise, the Rooneys, obviously are stellar people.
Absolutely.
That organization is very well respected, unlike ours. We're a fucking joke. 90% of the fan base wants the owner gone. So, I mean, we're no different than the New York, the Knicks.
But you see, that's one of the reasons why I'm a big Pittsburgh fan, is because they have faith in their coaches. You know what I mean? They've only had 3 coaches in the history of the Steelers.
They are a great example of what an NFL team needs to be.
I agree.
Okay, and on another note, not to big up any Kansas City fan. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that the second time. The best thing that Kansas City did was getting that guy as a coach. What's his name again?
Reed.
Andy Reid. Yeah.
Once Andy Reid went to Kansas City, I knew something was going to happen there, man. Because I always respected that guy, even when he was with the Eagles. Sorry?
Chris said something that really bothered me. I need to address. Okay.
Go ahead.
There's no way in hell that if one of the other teams in the NFC East beats the Cowboys, I'm going to root for them. No fucking way. I respect individual players that have played for those teams, at different times. And I may root for them when they're off of the Eagles. You know what I mean? But I will never
when a
root
team
for a team in
when
the
a
East.
team lines up and beats my team, that team deserves me to support them the rest of the way. I'm sorry.
No, it deserves you to hate them more because you're not doing your job as a fan.
Absolutely.
No.
I agree with you 100%.
What division they're in?
No.
If they're in my division,
that's what I'm saying.
Hate you.
Nope.
They're not in my division.
I don't give a damn. I agree
not in my division.
100% because I hate the Lakers. I can't stand the Lakers. And
Danny's trying to hit that fan. So like, God damn it, work.
Because of the rivalry that they had with the Spurs. Anybody beats my team gets on my shit list.
It's a rivalry. You see, I understand 100% when it's a rivalry. But if it's just a random good team from the AFC I'm cheering for them. I'm cheering for them.
New England on my shit list. Who else?
Yeah, I will restart a game if I get drafted.
I will never root for New England. Well, when Tom was on there, I wouldn't do that. But here's the thing. I like the Steelers.
You got it.
I do like the Steelers. That's it. It's not just
That's
the fact
weird.
that they've beaten the Chiefs or anything like that. I just like the Steelers.
Wait,
I got my
they-
finger on.
they-
I got my finger on the trigger, man.
Any team could beat Washington. If they play
Oh, no,
Dallas,
I wasn't
I'm
gonna say
cheering
that.
for that team. I don't care who it is.
Yes, sure. 100%.
Could be the
Listen,
Jets.
like used to in Madden when like you would make your player and get drafted by a team, I would restart the fucking game if I got drafted by the
Me
Eagles,
too.
Redskins, or
Me
Giants.
too.
Fuck that shit. I'm not playing for them. Are you kidding me?
Me
When we
Danny,
lost to the
did you
Rams-
notice? Since I lost Dak Prescott, I deleted all my Dallas people, the kicker, the receiver, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh, it's
Like the
tough to
plague.
draft someone off of another team in your division in fantasy football. But look,
Yep.
when the Rams just tore up Dallas in the playoffs, I was playing Madden at the time, and I just happened to sign with the Rams. I quit. I asked for a trade immediately because I was so pissed at the Rams for how they beat us.
Well, Daniel said,
No.
"Join the Dolphins, man. 3-4. Let's go."
Okay.
Okay, apparently y'all not understanding the word fantasy, fantasy math, fantasy. Not real.
Bothers me.
I
In
love
my-
Dak Prescott in fantasy.
In real life, though,
Real life, I
Well-
wish his other leg would have gone too. But you know, I'm sorry. That
Wow.
sounds very horrible. That sounds bad. I'm sorry. But you have to understand.
I said the same thing.
That's
Any
a Canadian
Redskins
thing,
fan
boy.
would tell me yes, because there's hatred
That's that
between
hockey
these two
shit into
teams,
y'all, man.
unlike
Danny,
anybody.
That is
Danny,
a
you gotta-
Unlike
Canadian
anybody.
Tell
That
him
is a
that.
Danny, would you
Canadian
not
thing
agree?
because at time when somebody get hurt that Ozzy don't like, man, that sucker be like, yes.
Tell him what happened because he had
He was-
Dak. Tell him what happened.
He was like, yes, I'm glad he's hurt. I hope
Oh, yeah, we had
that's gonna hurt. Is that gonna hurt Roberto? Yes, yes, yes. I mean, celebrating, boy. I'm like,
I put
damn.
in Kyle Murray. Bang!
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah,
Bang!
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
yes, no.
yeah.
That's messed up, dude.
I told you.
You know, every time you put him in, I'm like, fuck, I hope this guy plays shit. I hope this guy plays shit.
Should I put in Tom Brady or Kyler Murray?
Hey,
You know what?
You-
I think I'm going with Kyler Murray because Anzo let him go.
Last
Hey.
week, you should have had in Tom Brady though.
hey,
No. Kyler
hey,
Murray got
Roberto. Last week
Oh,
I
did
played.
he?
I think I played heads up with Anzo, and
Mhm.
he was like, "Man, I'm scared of Dan Russell."
Yeah, I wanted Russell done too because I got Ben, right? I got Ben. Ben is a good quarterback, but he's not getting me the points, and that's my problem. I'm watching Ben get me 28 points, 30 points, and I see fucking 66 and 58 and all this bullshit, and I'm like, fuck, I need one of these quarterbacks, man.
why Kyler Murray is a stud for fantasy because he's a double threat.
Yeah, but
You're getting points
but
with
you see-
running and you're getting points with passing. There's not many guys, not even thinking the Ravens could do that because he can't throw the ball.
No,
Hey,
but
right
yeah-
now, I think I got the top quarterback, bro. Russell Wilson. He's gonna give you 40, 50 every Sunday, buddy.
I don't know, man.
He can-
Kyler Murray has an unfair advantage of being so small. They can't always see him, like they lose track.
Yeah, but did you remember? I don't know if you were there in the
Hiding.
beginning of the season, Matt. I said when they got DeAndre Hopkins, I even told Onzo, you shouldn't have let him go now that they got DeAndre Hopkins because it's going to be
Yeah.
a difference. This guy catches everything.
I usually only keep one quarterback on the team anyways, right? So I was like, I seen the first couple games. I'm like, fuck it.
But this
I'm-
year
I'm-
different, man.
I-
This
I
year
was-
there's no preseason. These guys are
Yeah,
like
but
flies in the fall.
But that's the reason why I got rid of him is because I knew I was weak at so many other places, and I needed to get somewhere better in my running backs. I need to get better in my wide receivers, and I figured, I got Ben. I figured Ben was good for at least 40 points a game, at least. You know what I mean? I say if you give me 40, that's good, and then my other positions I get 20. I could be good, but Ben,
I'm-
he has no what,
Gives you
man?
20 points and 5 cheeseburgers. Yes.
I'm sorry. Did you choose to get a lesser quarterback so that you could?
I didn't want to hear what he has to say. I didn't
I
want to
wanted
hear
to know
what
who he was talking to.
to build the rest of your team?
No, I didn't have faith in Kyle Murray. You know what I mean? Or else he would still be on my goddamn team. Trust me on that. Because I had to put him in last week. You know what I mean? Last week, my team got me 74 fantasy points.
I had to check.
Oh my God.
How the hell you only have 70 points? It's Monday night.
But the worst part about it is if this guy that I played, if his running back didn't get him 60 points, I would have beat him.
Who was his running back? Cook?
The Green Bay running back.
Oh, Jones.
Yeah, he had Jones. 3 touchdowns, 200 and something yards.
Hey, Roberto.
Yes,
the week
sir.
I played Anzo, it had the poorest showing out the league.
Really?
No, that is not true. This week was the poorest showing.
Oh, this week? Oh,
Yeah, this week was the poorest.
I couldn't believe it. I kept checking to see something's wrong.
Yeah, that was wrong.
You have less than 100 points, and it's
Worst-
Monday night.
Worst part about it is I was like, okay, they're playing Baltimore. So I took out Ben. I took out the running back. Claymore did a little bit, but anybody I took out did better than who I had in there. Every single buddy. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
you know
okay.
what? I guarantee you in fantasy football, there's going to be 1 week, almost everybody, and I mean, it doesn't matter how good of a fantasy football player you are. There's always going to be 1 week you pull all the wrong people out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is one of the most
Possibility.
maddening things about fantasy football.
That's why it hurts when you have 2 stud quarterbacks. You're playing mind games with yourself right till
Who are your quarterbacks?
That's too much
I have Brady
like
and Murray.
roster
Brady and who?
fiddling.
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah. You see,
Okay.
and to your point, that's what happened with Roberto when he played Danny. He took out Dak that week, and Dak killed. I think Dak got 100 points. Yeah, and Dak got like 100
I
points
sent
that week.
him an email saying thanks for taking Dak out.
Danny was my quarterback.
Yep.
Sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes you mess with the roster too much, because you outthink
you know,
yourself.
It changes each year because there was a time, man, when Cam Newton was a fantasy football god. And now, man, he stinks it up.
I agree.
Who was a god for the longest time too? Rivers.
Yes.
Oh man, I like Rivers a lot too.
That ball like crazy, man.
Boy, my running back is back healthy this year. This week, so I'm gonna be playing him most definitely.
Yeah,
I would wait a week. I would wait a week before you do, but
Damn, it's 2 hours. How many topics are there? Shit.
Topic number 8.
With my ass.
With Antonio Brown's debut, do you think Tom Brady's Bucks will defeat Breeze Saints?
Where they playing at?
I think they would anyway.
They are playing
In
Tampa Bay.
I think they'll win. But if they're playing in the Dome in Louisiana, I'm saying Breeze will win.
Yeah, no, it's in Tampa.
Breeze is not the same.
Okay. Well, okay. Can they beat them? Sure. Will they? I don't know.
Can you give it
I'm not saying they won't. I think it'll be a good game. It was a good game the last time. I think it'll be the same thing. And would the Saints end up winning by like only a touchdown, maybe?
They've struggled to win almost every game they played this season.
I know. I know. They don't. No, they're not the same team. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised this year if Breeze hangs it up.
Yeah, but his yard dumps and 15-yard dumps.
Yeah,
it's boring to watch. In all honesty, if it isn't for Kamara doing what he's doing this year, unlike last year when I had him, I think the Saints would be below 500.
Man, they're 5-2.
Yeah, but a couple of games. I think they won 2 games in overtime.
Bro, it don't matter.
They struggled. Well, yeah, their record is winning. Yeah, but to me, I don't see them going very far.
I'd take
specifically for this thing.
Beautiful loss.
So I see everyone's going with the Saints. I'm taking the Bucks in that.
No,
game.
I'm taking the Bucks too because one,
yeah,
the Saints. Wait, did Tampa Bay win that first game?
No, Tampa Bay lost.
Sorry, the Saints did. Yeah, the Saints did at home. This is not the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers that the Saints played. Remember, no preseason, like none of that. And so all this new shit that they brought in, and they made it a game. You know what I mean? It wasn't ever really in doubt for the Saints. This isn't that same Bucks team that they beat in the dome. They're playing in Tampa Bay.
I'll agree
on the
with
road,
that.
And they're playing a much stronger team than what they faced week 1.
And Tampa Bay is undefeated at home. And again, this year that doesn't mean as much, but
well, because it hasn't been that many games at home.
no, they're
Thomas
even up.
You know,
Yeah, eventually, like I'm saying at this
is it
point.
Michael Thomas? I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks.
Seen who?
The receiver for the Saints, Thomas.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while either.
One game because he punched someone in the face on his team, and then
Yeah.
the following week, I don't even recall his name being called. This guy was a super stud. I don't know for how many seasons. It's like
Oh yeah, for sure.
All
3
right,
games.
so
They've had 3 home games, by the way.
3 home games. Next topic is Skip thinks Steelers are overrated and will lose to the Cowboys. Do you agree with him?
Oh my
no.
God.
What the
Who is
hell is
this
this?
guy, man?
Look, man, I
That's just a fan in him. You don't even believe that himself.
I'm such a homer for my team. I'm not picking them to beat the Steelers. I'm not picking them to beat probably anyone else for the rest of this year.
You guys, that's just,
Let
Skip's
alone
an
the
eccentric, senile, older man.
I agree.
attention.
That's not
I
right.
like Skip. I like Skip. I like him. I like the show. But man, Anzo, you can't get a hold of the shit he's smoking.
No, listen,
You know,
this
I'm
started-
gonna say this. I think he does it for TV.
Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
absolutely.
But still,
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry. Even if I was on TV and even if I knew it was going to get me some sort of reaction, I'm not calling that shit.
Yeah,
No.
but you're on TV. What
Mhm.
you're on TV because people are paying attention to you. How do you get people to pay attention to you? You say crazy shit like this every once in a while, so people pay attention to you. The more visibility you have, the better you're going to be financially, as far as TV goes, right? Especially the talking heads. They have to say outrageous stuff so that people notice them, so they will be offered to come back onto a show.
I
They've
agree.
got a show that has a dynamic, and that dynamic is expected. I understand that, but still, that's a real. I mean, that's like saying that Alabama can come in and beat the Steelers. I mean, I don't. I just
No, look. By the way, it is possible this could be a sure, but I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either, man. I got my running back in. I got Claypool in. I got Ben in because I know that ball is going to Claypool in this game. I know he's
Be
getting
careful.
that ball a lot. Why?
Be careful. Because don't forget, they're going to be running the ball a lot because they're going to have a lead, a very strong lead.
I have
which
Connor
means
too.
that those numbers. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, the numbers, my first
For the
initial thought was
quarterback,
I'd
yeah,
get
yeah. Mhm.
I would get the third wide receiver. No, because eventually that all that throwing is going to be cut down just because they're going to want to eat the clock and get this fucking shit show over with.
Yeah, Ben
you know what I
might
mean?
Ben might not even finish the game if it goes really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I would start him or not, but this is starting to overthink your
Yeah,
lineup.
right. And I ain't got no other quarterback, so Ben's got to do it for me this week. And Flash said the only way the Cowboys win is if they're third. And sorry, Flash, they're going on their 4th string quarterback is the next Tom Brady.
True.
And we all know that ain't happening.
Well, how do we know that? We don't know that yet.
Gee.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm just gonna say that
who's
ain't
your
happening.
4th-string guy?
What's his name?
It's either going to be Cooper Rush or some other guy. I don't really know.
Exactly.
By the way, nobody knew that Tom Brady was the next Tom Brady.
That's
I
true.
agree. I
That's
agree.
True.
Got knocked out.
He was,
I agree.
he
I
was
agree.
fine.
But
4th.
what you're doing
Fine.
But what you're doing is you're putting him against one of the best defense in the league right now. And
Mhm.
rookie or 4th ring or not coming in and having to play that type of defense, you're going to get slaughtered. I got Pittsburgh's defense, so I'm hoping sacks,
Oh, yeah.
interceptions. I'm hoping all of
I
that.
mean, there's nobody to block for him.
Nope. So Watt's going to have a good game this week. I'm telling you that, bro.
Yeah.
So next topic, and this will be the last one before we make our picks. And Let's go into it. I can find it. Here we go.
Let's just skip to the picks.
And last topic is a former defensive coordinator. I'm guessing it was for the New England Patriots. Says Belichick spent a lot of time developing Tom Brady. Do you think this is the reason why Tom Brady is considered the GOAT?
Maybe he should have spent that time with Cam Newton. We might believe him.
That's a little difficult because here's the thing: Cam Newton is Cam Newton. Cam Newton is who he is because of how long he's played. When you get a hold of somebody late in a career, now I will say this: Tom Brady has taken pretty damn well to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their style and their playbook, but that's because he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton, while he may know what he's doing, there's several factors. There's injuries. He's Cam Newton. He's a certain type of player, and when you try to change that, it really can hurt a player. I'm not blaming Bill Belichick. I just think that I think that Belichick needed somebody like Tom Brady because they clicked and they understood each other. They may not have always gotten along, but they knew what each other were thinking and why they were doing what they were doing.
You can say that about every head coach quarterback combination in the history. Yeah, they needed each other because they were successful together. But tell me this though: what other quarterback did Belichick groom into a Hall of Fame or even an All-Pro or a quarterback? What other quarterback did he develop into anything near Tom Brady?
Couldn't answer that.
So it can't all be him. Done.
Garoppolo. Who's another guy that went to Kansas City?
How long did Belichick and Brady play together? Like 12 years?
No,
I think longer than that.
The whole time. Yeah.
Hold on.
Belichick was the coach.
He was the
when
sixth
Tom
round
Brady-
draft pick. He was the 6th round draft pick for New England, and I think
Yes.
Belichick picked him.
So that's not a fair question because he ain't had a chance to do it with nobody else.
That's true.
Right.
I agree with that.
Wait, who hasn't?
Belichick.
But
Yeah,
my thing
Belichick
is,
was a head coach
Well,
before Tom Brady.
He did get
Belichick was a head coach in
Garoppolo.
Cleveland and New York.
He drafted Garoppolo, and they traded him. So I mean, I guess he didn't get. I mean, but that's a question of whether or not he's decent enough or not either.
But in
He was a
football,
head
it's
coach before Tom Brady.
in football, it's very rare that a head coach goes to 2 or 3 different teams and develop any kind of caliber football player, much less a Hall of Fame caliber. Nobody's done that before. No coach has gone to another team and develop another football player the caliber of Tom Brady or even close to the caliber of Tom Brady. That never happened before. So that's not a fair question.
Tom Brady has played. Is this right? 20
Yeah, that's right.
years?
yeah, he's one of those.
Holy shit!
Like he is conservatively 73 years old. Like he collects Social Security.
Holy
You
shit!
see, the thing is that almost every quarterback during Tom Brady's tenure that came in, other than Tom Brady, they had success. Garoppolo had success. What was that guy's name again? I just mentioned
Matt something.
Matt Castle.
Yeah,
Matt
he got
Castle.
Castle.
all kinds of money. When he went to Kansas City, he sucked the bag.
Mhm.
He did shit all, and he went to 5 other teams before he disappeared. Garoppolo,
Oh, bag.
I think he's overrated. So why is it Cam Newton's not having success where every other quarterback did?
Because
Doesn't have the weapons.
Cam Newton has been put in my opinion now.
Yeah,
He's been put in that system at the back end of his career.
but there's nobody there, Danny. Nobody. Not even Edelman. He has nothing.
Yeah, he has nobody.
He has it worse than Rodgers.
Yeah, but there were
by the way,
times
Cam
when
Newton,
Brady didn't have
that's
nothing.
not the same system.
There were times when Brady didn't have nothing, and he made his player. He elevated his player's game.
That was last year. He didn't look like Brady last year with the weapons he had. He looked horrible, Brady.
I'm saying in his prime, there were years when Tom Brady carried the team.
For sure.
They're not the same quarterbacks. I wouldn't put Cam nowhere near the same classes. I was talking more why Cam Belichick.
I think Cam is a more selfish player than Brady is.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure that they when Cam Newton came in, they changed their offensive system to fit Cam Newton better.
He's
they all did it.
I agree.
That when he went to that Super Bowl and lost it like he did, that just like really, it really killed his confidence. I don't know if he ever be able to get it back or not.
I think that. I mean, I still. I mean, I don't know. They'll probably make the playoffs now, so I'm probably wrong. But whatever, we'll get to that later. I still don't think they're going to make much noise in the playoffs. So
No.
You don't think Tampa's going to make much noise in the playoffs?
Oh no, Tampa! Man, he crazy. They going to Super Bowl.
no, they're not. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Ooh. Do we have a little $5 wager on this?
You can't wager like that.
Why
It's
not?
the law.
You guys are both monetized. Whoever wins has to send the other one a $5 super chat.
No.
Okay. I'll do that.
Like 5 jelly beans.
you down for that bet? You down for that bet, Chris?
What, 5 jelly beans?
$5 super chat.
5 jelly beans?
$5 super chat.
5 jelly beans?
Don't chicken out now. Put your money where your mouth is, brother. You said Tampa Bay don't make the Super Bowl. Danny said they do. $5, a $4.99 super chat. That ain't nothing.
I'm cool with it.
Uh-oh.
Read the private chat real quick, though. Understand something, please.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I'm just saying, I'll do 5 jelly beans. I mean, I'll do that.
Okay, so the jelly beans are good. Then it's a bet.
Are they magic jelly beans?
Yes, they're very magic. They're
I'm in that bet.
very magic.
Well, you want that bet too, Roberto?
No, I think they're making it.
Okay.
I think they have the
So
potential.
wait, so if they make it to the Super Bowl,
If
that's
they
where
make
we
it
go.
If they
Right.
make it
Yeah,
to the
that-
Super
that
Bowl,
was-
Danny wins.
They're not.
They make it to the Super Bowl, Danny
Yeah, I'm
wins.
just
They
saying they're
don't
gonna
make
make
it to the
it.
Super
I ain't
Bowl.
saying they're gonna win it. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no. I know. They
No.
make it to the Super Bowl.
I'm saying they're not going to make it.
Right. So if they don't make the Super Bowl, Chris wins. If they make the Super Bowl, Danny wins.
that is correct.
Okay.
I'll
So
let
now-
these guys have this one.
So now we get into the meat and potatoes of the show.
What is
Hold
the
on. Yes, I didn't update the records yet. I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to update them last week. But Danny is up by 1 game, okay? Danny is up by 1 game. I will send everybody the updated record tonight before
Yes!
the game starts.
My last 2 weeks sucked.
They did.
Yeah, I know.
They were pretty bad. So we did the first game. Everybody picked San Francisco. So how we're gonna do it is we're gonna.
no.
I didn't make
Sorry,
that.
Green Bay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thank
Green
you. I was about to say, whoa.
Green Bay. Sorry, everybody picked Green Bay.
I
So
was
we're gonna.
since I just went, mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go around when we pick. So I'm gonna start off with Roberto for the first one, then go back to second one will be Danny, then the third one will be Chris. So we'll do it in order, and I'll get in there too, so that no one's like waiting for everybody to make their picks, right? So first game we got is the Giants versus Washington. Roberto, you are up, and I already know your answer, so I put it in there. Yeah. Chris.
Washington.
Mad.
I'm gonna
Giants.
go.
Giants.
I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the Washington, whatever they're called.
Washington, no names. And Mr. Danny Graham.
Washington.
Washington. And I took Washington. Josh is not here, so I'll get his picks later. Pick number 2 is Chicago at Tennessee. Chris?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Shoot. Mad?
Come back.
All right. Danny?
Titans.
All right. I took Titans. Roberto?
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, I'll go Titans as well.
Excellent. Next game is Detroit and Minnesota. Mad.
Let me go with Minnesota.
All righty. Danny.
Vikings.
I took Detroit. Roberto.
Yeah,
Detroit.
Nuclear airstrike. I
Chris.
prefer they just blow up both of these teams.
Me too.
Minnesota. I picked Minnesota.
Yeah, that's
I
it's
could
your
not
team.
care
You
less
got
about this
to
team.
you got to pick Minnesota. Carolina and Kansas City. Danny.
Kansas City.
Yes, I took Kansas City. Roberto.
Chiefs.
I feel like we don't have to ask everyone on this one.
Yeah, I know. Chris.
Do you have to
Kansas
ask?
City.
Do you have to ask me?
No, I do
Like-
not. For some reason, I said Minnesota was a team, but yeah, Kansas City. My bad. And Mad KC. All right. Next one is Houston and Jacksonville.
Oh,
I-
fuck. I'm thinking. Oh, go
I
ahead.
know. I took fucking Houston. Roberto, you're up.
Houston. I ain't taking Jacksonville all season. I don't
Me
care.
neither. Me
Fuck,
neither.
I don't care.
Me
The cost
neither.
me the season, I'd rather that.
Me neither. Chris. You said timeout. All right.
No.
Oh.
Texans. T.
Oh yeah.
Texans.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Houston.
So
This is
I'm gonna
not a
take the
coach.
Jags.
This doesn't mean timeout.
Have you watched any of their games or any of their highlights, man?
Mhm.
This kid,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
guy
whoa,
with the
wait, wait, wait.
mustache.
Did
He's
Mac
Roberto-
take-
like he used to
Roberto,
be.
wait.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is timeout. Roberto, did you just use the word highlights with Jacksonville?
Yeah, because who watches the game?
For real.
You know, sometimes you
I think
watch
ESPN, I don't even
ESPN
think
and they'll
ESPN
show you
does
what
it.
the
I think
flops
that
at the Jacksonville. What are they called again?
Yeah, like little 15-minute recap. Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause-
they just show like little highlights. I don't want to see them, but I'd rather see that than a whole game.
So you took Jacksonville, Matt?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And Danny.
Texans.
All right. Excellent. Next one is Baltimore versus Indiana. Roberto.
Indianapolis.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens one more time.
Ravens. All righty. Chris.
Ravens.
Ravens.
I mean,
Mad, you said Colts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. You said Indiana. I was like, it's Indianapolis.
Yeah. And Danny.
Colts.
Ooh, okay.
Good job, Danny.
Two Colts.
That's the way to do it.
Next one is Seattle and Buffalo. I took.
Well, let me give you a little tip.
Uh-huh.
Let me give you a little tip on that. Indiana is 6-0 at home versus Baltimore all time.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you going for who?
I don't
Would you
put
go for
Lions in
Ango?
Baltimore.
All records are meant to be broken.
Yeah, I'm going for Baltimore. I'm
Okay.
going for Baltimore.
I don't like the all-time records because it like one team 20 years ago has no relevance to a team this year.
that
I
is
agree.
very true.
I agree. I was gonna say I agree, but man, sometimes when you say Buffalo in New England and Buffalo at home,
That's a hard one. Buffalo at home's hard. It's
I-
really hard
When
to go
you,
against
when
them.
you say Miami versus New England in Miami in the past.
right, and even sometimes now the games aren't that Miami still holds their own against them. So, but next one
Also,
is
these are all division
Games.
teams though as well.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
Seattle and Bills not even in the same conference. I'm going Bills, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, Seattle.
Buffalo,
Yes,
well,
at home.
I
Yes.
think this one was Chris to start, but we'll go Roberto.
Seattle.
All right. I took
Mm,
Seattle. Danny.
Seattle.
Yes. And Chris.
Yes, same thing.
Seattle. Oh, great. All right. Next one. Denver and Atlanta. Ooh, doozy here. Chris, you started off.
I have Atlanta.
ATL. Gotcha. Next is me. I took Denver. Roberto.
Try Atlanta one more time.
ATL. Danny.
Falcons.
ATL. And Matt.
Yeah. I have Atlanta. I trust Matt Ryan.
Did you guys see that Denver game last week?
Lock.
That
No.
Denver game was sick.
I don't remember watching it. I don't think I seen
They
it.
played Kansas City, didn't they?
No, they came back and beat.
Oh yeah, they came back and beat Cincy, I think it was.
Yeah, Cincy.
Yeah.
Man, those
31.
quarterbacks were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Rookies.
Yeah.
You think Drew Lock can do that 2 games in a row?
No, that's why I took Atlanta.
Yeah, but Atlanta's trash. So I'm
Their
going
offense just could either be a machine or like a disaster.
Next game is Las Vegas versus Chargers. So Mad.
That's a all right. I'm gonna go Raiders. I'll go Raiders, man.
Ready? Danny?
Raiders.
All right. I took the Raiders. Roberto
Consecutive.
and Chris.
Raiders.
So I know to pick.
That hurt him to his soul to see that boy.
And I know to pick Raiders anytime Danny picks Raiders because he supposedly has the inside track. So
Who do you know?
Man, my coworker man is like a Raiders whisperer. That's what I call him. He is a fucking guru.
All right.
Because he said,
Next.
nope, so and so ain't playing, but not pick him.
Next game is Pittsburgh versus Dallas. I took Pittsburgh. Roberto.
Why are you asking everybody?
Surprise.
Let's see.
Because I want to.
Yeah,
You're
right.
wasting our viewers' time.
Yes. This one is a good one to pick. Everybody
Pittsburgh.
Chris?
Pittsburgh.
Mad? Dallas? What?
That's
I
almost
said
like the
Pittsburgh.
Raiders. But my
listen,
Raiders was a little more defined. His was like,
I've already said I'm not going to pick them for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I'll go with Pittsburgh.
You should have listened to me at the beginning of the year.
Good point. And Danny? Dallas?
Oh, shit, no. Steelers.
Next one. Miami.
In fact, I'm thinking about.
do you realize if Dallas somehow miraculously pulls this off from out of the blue, Skip Bayless all of a sudden becomes this guru of
I know, right?
all stuff, and it's like, where the hell did he pull this out?
You know what? I'm gonna Uber two Whoppers to Ben as a pregame meal.
Now look,
Why you gotta talk shit for? Why you really gotta sit there and talk shit and you know your ass is getting sent out?
but is he serious though? Because that changes a lot of things for me.
I don't want to hear your mouth either. All right, let's get on to the next topics and stop your shit, guys. Next one, Miami versus Arizona, and okay, Matt said Arizona.
Oh,
Danny,
I forgot we go in order.
Dolphins.
Oh, okay, Miami. I took Arizona. Roberto.
Cardinals.
Okay. Chris.
Redbirds.
All
I
right.
think they're the sleeper this year.
They're
surprising me.
Yeah.
I think they win that game for sure. Next one, New Orleans versus Tampa Bay.
Bucks.
Danny.
Bucks.
I took the Bucks. Roberto. Bucks. Chris.
Saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt.
I'll take the Buccaneers as well.
There we go. And the final
I have
game.
to go for the Saints because I said 8-8, and I'm going to stick by it. I got to find my losses somewhere for them.
Yeah, no, that would be fucked up if you said, yeah, the Saints, the Tampa Bay is going to be 8-8, and then you took them. So I can agree with that. But I'll go with the team that I think is going to win and not with my heart. And I think it's going to be Tampa Bay. So last game, New England versus the Jets. Oh, God.
Hard one.
I took New England.
Oh, shit.
I didn't want to take New England.
This sounds like a 6-3 game.
But I took New England.
A total of 3 field goals in this game.
So, Roberto? Danny
Danny
said
take?
New England. Danny said New England. Roberto,
Where are they playing?
they're playing in New York.
I'm gonna take the Jets for their first victory.
Me too.
Ooh,
Fuck yeah, Roberto. I'm doing the same thing.
man.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this, man.
Do it.
And Chris.
Yep.
Nice.
Listen, guys, the only thing that's ever going to win on the Jets is our fans who don't get to sit in the stadium this year.
2.5 hours. Chris. 2.5 hours. Chris.
New England, New England, New England. I don't care. I'm not picking the Jets this year. There's just no way in hell.
I
don't care. They could win this game 56-0, and I'm still not picking the Jets next week.
This will be the only
2.5
time I probably
hours.
pick them because that game I saw New England play.
I know. I don't know. I understand, but I still
I'd like Belichick to just suffer a little bit, you know?
Flash said, dude, Chris Knight worships Mahomes. He's not going to say Tampa is going to the Super
It doesn't
Bowl.
matter. Even if Tampa Bay went to the Super Bowl, they're going to lose if we're there.
Ooh,
Well, I said it was because I mean they're in different conferences. Because I told him I was like, it doesn't matter because they're in different conferences, so that was no effect.
He said, Matt, didn't Chris
No,
say
I have
Mahomes is
not
better
said
than Brady?
that. I will say this:
I feel like he
Brady
did.
has how many Super Bowls?
If I'm
sounds like
wrong, I'm
Chris.
sorry.
No, you're fine, Flash. There's nothing wrong with saying it. The fact of the matter is listen. I think Mahomes is a better quarterback. That doesn't mean that he has the same. He didn't have the same hardware, of course, and that is something you have to give Brady. There's something about Brady, and listen, I've had to suffer through it enough. Brady's earned that GOAT title. I've said that. He's earned it. I don't like Brady. I think Brady's crap. That doesn't mean that he is actually crap. It just means that's my opinion of him.
No, I agree with you because I said the same thing about Michael Jordan. I ain't say Michael Jordan's crap, but to me, Michael Jordan's
Where's
crap.
Danny? Where's Danny?
He can't do
Football's more of
shit
a team
because
sport.
I am hosting today. He can't do nothing. He can't do nothing.
We give way too much.
You know, Monday
credence
night
to
you're going to get
football.
Phantom Zone just for the hell of it. You know that Monday, right?
I know, but then we got Tuesday for you on my show. So he who laughs the best. Unless you want to change your show to Wednesday, then I'll change mine to Thursday.
I got the Thursday show. We got Equilibrium.
Ah,
You're not
shit.
going to have this show. So go ahead.
Shit.
Keep popping it up.
Yeah, you see, now you guys are running up against what I have to run up against. Like, okay, what night do I do this on? Oh, wait, I've got 5 that night already. Where do I put it now?
You know, Thursday I'm not going to be feeling well, Danny. I'm probably
Yeah.
going to miss.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, guys, it was
I
a
can't
great
feel my
show.
ass. I still got another stream. God, I got to stand up.
We are done. So I will let you guys go around and talk about your channels. We're going to start off with
Just bypass me. Right
Can
over
I
to
get
Chris.
can I get 5 minutes to talk about one thing? One quick thing?
absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
did y'all think? What did y'all think about episode 2?
Mandalorian.
Yes.
I thought
Didn't
it
you
was
say that those spiders were extinct?
who?
I think Danny said something about, I saw that spider, but they're not around anymore.
I could not care less about.
Didn't you say that about something in the Clone Wars or something? Never mind.
Oh, I have no idea. But
I
thought
I do would not
I
care.
don't know what you're talking about. Refresh my memory, Chris.
Wait, what you're talking about Mandalorian?
yes.
Yeah.
Didn't you mention? Okay, so when we watched at the beginning of the year, when you were on the Mandalorian Roundtable, when we watched the
Trailer.
trailers, there's the scene where he's fixing the Razor Crest, and you said that looks like one of the spiders, but you said something about they were gone, or they.
I don't think that was me, bro.
Well, maybe it was somebody else. Okay, maybe it was somebody else. I just seem to remember, and I was trying to remember who said it, but okay.
That said, it looked to me. It reminded me of that scene off of Harry Potter, in a combination of aliens.
Mm.
Mhm.
It had that spider
It
scene
did.
on Harry Potter.
Dude,
Mhm.
I gotta
aliens.
say, I liked that. I think the way it ended was kind of weird. I was like, okay,
I'm gonna tell you what was dark.
Yeah, man, you'll go
Anticlimactic.
next.
the damn baby eating them damn eggs and shit.
Dude.
Yo, I can't believe they kept doing
It's like,
that.
what
Yeah.
the hell? And,
You know?
and the final
So
scene
off-putting.
shows them doing it again. Like,
Right.
how
as
did,
the-
she's
as
holding
the-
the damn thing. How did she not see him do it?
And she
Like,
saved his
Jedi
life.
mind trick. Like,
She saved
Right.
his life because
Yeah, I know.
the spiders
Mhm.
was biting him and shit.
Yep.
And he still
And-
ate one of her eggs.
Man made a joke. He was like, "Yeah, when Baby Yoda was doing the thing, he was like, yeah, it looked like Baby Yoda was boiling the eggs in the water before he was
Yeah,
eating
that was my
them." You know?
girlfriend. She legit thought he was bowling the eggs because he's
I
like,
could tell you, man, when he first looked at them eggs, I
Mm-hmm.
said, this shit here about to go wrong here, boy. 'Cause
yeah, he has
Turn around
no
and
self control.
no.
Whatsoever. And then there's one scene where he looks at the eggs and she fucking holds them tighter, puts the blanket over it and shit.
That's at the end, like when he already had one and he was still wanting more. By the way, at least
how did
at
she
very
not know
last-
how many were in there?
I know, right?
No.
It's
least
like
at the
he keeps.
very end.
How many? He ate 4 of them.
Yeah, 3 did that count?
At least at the very end when he ate the last one, it was funny because it was kind of sneaky. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Still gross, but the other ones did not care for it all. But that is
Yeah.
not even close to my biggest problem with this thing.
I actually liked this episode better than the first episode. I
did as well.
But to me, again, it's a rehash of one from season 1, and there was no point to this episode. It did not carry the story along in any way. So
I
it's,
think that the Baby Yoda eating the egg saved the episode.
it could have. I
wouldn't-
can agree with that.
It wouldn't have been as good as it was had they not put that in there. Because that kind of kept me interested. Like, what's he gonna do with them eggs? What the fuck he gonna do? And shit, man.
Go
that
ahead,
sucked.
Ben. Go ahead.
All right, look. So real quick, because anyway, we're talking about this world that George Lucas and all of these like special effects people and all the so many creatures, original designs that were very interesting, right? Just all over the place, and people like they came out with toys on things that didn't even have a name that was barely in one scene, and canon like the extended universe or whatever was filled with all these creatures, right?
I don't mean to interrupt, gentlemen. I'm starving. I'm out. I'll catch you next week.
All right.
All right.
Peace
Peace
out,
Peace out, everybody.
Yeah,
See you, man.
I'm heading out too. So
Really? When I
okay,
let me
I'll
just
stick.
put this
I'll
for
stick
you, Chris.
around. I'll listen
Right.
to you banter about
Listen.
blah blah blah
No.
blah blah blah.
No,
blah.
listen. Here's
I'm
the thing.
disappearing.
They're so
Listen,
bankrupt.
I'm the real story. Look at me. I'm like disappearing everywhere I go.
Yeah. I
They're,
noticed
they're
that.
so bankrupt of creativity that the two creatures they decided to go with was a humanoid ant and a fucking frog, a humanoid frog. There's so much creatures and species that are in the Star Wars universe, but they're like, nah, we'll go with an ant, like in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Oh, have you seen Hell Comes to Frogtown? Yeah. Bring one of them on. Dumb. And
wasn't the pilot
The
David
Chiefs-
Filoni?
Yes.
he was.
It was a
That's the
cameo.
second time
He
he's
didn't
done
write
that.
it. He didn't write it though. Favreau
John
still wrote
Favreau
it.
did all that.
Mhm.
This is John
Yeah.
Favreau. This is John Favreau,
Yes.
baby here. So
Yeah.
you can't blame it on David
I
Filoni.
liked the episode, but I agree with Hanzo. This is the problem with episodic Star Wars.
Okay.
Mhm.
It just doesn't work for the genre because
I agree.
it's not
You don't know
that deep. It's not that deep. It
could
it's
be.
jump, do this, do this, do this, do
That's
this.
the way
and
they
go.
designed it. That's
Yeah, but
that's because they wrote it that way.
Yeah,
That's how
they
they're
did, but
writing.
they
Yeah.
shouldn't have wrote it that way. I'm used to like The Boys and those three where every episode connects to
They
each other.
absolutely could do that with Star Wars. Yes.
They could.
This
do it.
doesn't work for any show, really, for me. But listen, the problem is like he shows up and the only other person she knows on the planet, she just happens to be playing with a guy that knows a frog lady whose husband knows that the Mandalorians are on this specific planet that she has to go.
Mhm.
Get the fuck out of here. And by the way, he's like immediately he's like, okay, yeah, she'll meet you at the contact will meet you at the hangar. You
It's
have
like
to talk to the contact. How do you know they even
You're
agreed?
right, and it's like, oh, I vouch for her, right? Yeah, I vouch for her, and it's like, oh, I only met her like 2
Yeah, that
minutes
was
ago. I'm like,
joke.
are you? Come
No,
on.
the ant
And-
name was Dr. Mandible. They bankrupt in creativity.
And I'm
Dr.
sorry,
Mandible.
But
and
bro, All they
Yeah.
care about is we watch it every Friday. We watch it every Friday. As bad as y'all say it is, you still watching it every Friday. So
Well,
they
yeah, because
are.
I'm in this community.
I said I was gonna check out, but this episode was a little bit better, so it'll keep me on to the next episode. But I mean, that mechanic chick, I cannot stand her. I am sorry.
I think she's a famous comedian.
And then when the
it's
humans
Stranger with Candy.
When the humans start doing speaking the alien language, I'm like, nah, that doesn't work for me, man. I don't like that.
I thought you didn't like when they speak the English language.
No, I'm talking the aliens don't speak in English, but when the human was doing it, when the mechanic was doing it, and when Mando does it, I don't like that. I don't like it.
You know what I hate about it? Why isn't there a universal translator using the vocal blader or whatever she called it? It was a part of the droid that she took out, right? It wasn't the droid itself. So why has no one ever made that into, I don't know, something handheld?
Oh yeah, right. We've never seen anything like that before. You're right. No and all of a sudden she fucking does something, and
it's
she can talk to the
in
robot.
every being in this universe at birth.
What is
it's answer.
What?
A universal translator.
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go. Except Mando was broke,
but they didn't do it.
That's why we don't have these problems on Star Trek. It flows just like water.
Yeah, but I don't mind the speaking of different languages of the aliens. I actually like that. I prefer that.
Yeah.
Give me the subtitles. I'll read the damn subtitles. But then when you do what Matt just said, that just shows that they can create a universal translator, which is correct. You know?
No, what it shows is that they have no they completely disregard what came before if it does not fix the problems that they write themselves into. They write themselves in the corner, and canon be damned, because this is how we have to get out of what we have put ourselves into, right? Regardless of what impact it may have on the past, on what had came before it. They don't care. It's lazy writing and is bankrupt. And goddamn it, I wish I could hate Baby Yoda, but I cannot.
Me neither.
So
I can't either. Like I
the
said, I want to
Mando.
see more.
I'm like, Mando, put your arm around him, like when he's all snuggled up.
Mm-hmm.
He loves
and
him.
And the one thing I will say is when that Jawa, I guess it was a Jawa, grabbed Baby Yoda. I know it wasn't a Jawa, but it looked like a Jawa. He had like a regular knife. I'm like, this is fucking Star Wars. What are you doing holding a regular knife like that? Like, what is this?
Do you know
bought
who
into
it
the
was?
jetpack things too quickly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
By the way, you know who that was, right? In The Force Awakens, Rey saved BB-8 from him. That was the thing that had had BB-8 in it. Yeah. That is the worst kind of fan service, because it adds nothing to this story and it adds nothing to the other one. It is the only reason they did it was so that people would recognize him and then write the articles of like, oh, did you know who this really was? And his connection to The Force Awakens, with a big fucking title to catch you without having any
Force Awakens happens way past this.
Yeah, so that still doesn't make it good or bad. It's just shit.
Well, with that being said, guys, we are going to close it up. Do appreciate everybody coming on. Chris, I might try to come on the panel on Mandalorian. I'll let you know on Saturday if it's okay.
Yeah, let me know tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow. I'll let you know. With that being said, you guys, we're going to go around the panel. We're going to talk about your channel one last time. Chris Knight, you can start it off, my friend.
Yeah, Chris Knight, Real Review 3000. That's where you can find me. Gaming streams, music reviews, movie reviews, Mandalorian Roundtable, the Weekly Rumble, where we are so honest with our points that they don't count. And championships, who needs those? Anyways, the weekly wrap up, all sorts of other stuff, Gospel According to Chris. We got a ton of different things. And then, of course, there's the 3 shows that we're on with Chaos Central, the Chaotic Conversation, the Chaos List, and the Rule of 3 on Wednesdays. So.
And I will just say, Danny, you were up next, but I see in the chat you're like, oh, you got to go, but you started the Mandalorian topic.
Yeah, I did. This work phone boy is. Whew.
It's all right. Talk your channel. We'll close it up.
Oh yeah, this is Danny aka Comic Chat. Several different shows with these guys here, man. We all have good content, great content, man. Just please subscribe to us. click notification bell so you won't miss any of that content. Also, give us a thumbs up because that also helps with the YouTube algorithm. We got several shows, man, like Chaotic Conversation, Chaos Liz, Rule of 3, Equilibrium, Square One, OCC, OOC, sorry. Tomorrow, Chris and I got the Planet Solo. I think it's my turn to pick, so I'm going to pick Johnny Guitar Watson.
Yep.
That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. So please check us out. This time I will do it correctly, and it will premiere at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
And guys, definitely watch out that show. It's a great show where they're just talking about solo artists and everything. You know, I mean, everybody's doing some good stuff on the panel. So with that being said, oh shit, Matt, sorry. Tell the people where they can find you.
Oh no, that would have been fine, because listen, if you're watching this point and you can't figure out how to get to the beginning where I explained all of this, my content is not for you. You're not going to get it, and honestly, you don't deserve it. Seriously, no. If you're watching the replay and you didn't subscribe to me in the beginning, or don't, oh, you know what he talked about at the beginning, let me go back and see. Oh wait, here it is. Come on, like my content's not for you. Don't worry about it. Don't even bother.
With that being said, guys, we're going to close it up. I just want to say one last thing. I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys put out some good questions in there. Next time I'll make sure to get to more of the chats. You know, we'll involve the chat a little bit more. It's just with the 12 questions, everybody talking, it's kind of hard to answer all you guys' questions, but I definitely appreciate every single one of you that come and watch out the show and, you know, support us. I have my favorites. We all have our favorites. We all have our favorites. But I love you all, guys. You guys are all great. Much respect. Peace.
Square one.
What the hell is this all about? Why are you always doing that?
Square one.
We ain't got no more words for brothers that be stepping in.